Ever tried reading while jogging, cooking, or even juggling flaming torches? Yeah, it doesn't end well. But with audiobooks.com, you can conquer books without the circus act. Dive into over 450,000 titles, including more than 10,000 free ones. Get hooked on a bestseller, find your next obsession, or finally read that classic you've been avoiding since high school. And here's the inside scoop. Sign up today for a free 30-day trial and snag your first 3 audiobooks on the house. Sign up for your free trial at audiobooks.com/podcastfree today. That's audiobooks.com/podcastfree.
Well. You wanted it. You asked for it. You got it. We're doing our first live podcast. We're doing an M4 podcast live Saturday, August 26th. We're going to be live at the Dipper Cafe. So if you are in the Northeast, you got to come and attend and represent. It's going to be a good time. Me, Packer, Mark Unseen, Joe Hawk, and a whole litany of guest appearances will be happening in person and over the phone. So Saturday, August 26th, 9 p.m., live at the Dipper Cafe in New Bedford, Massachusetts. No cover. So you don't have to worry about that. Come spend your money on drinks and good times. But yeah, Saturday, August 26th, 9 p.m., Dipper Cafe. Make sure you're there. And I want to give this, take a second to give a special shout out to all my Patreon subscribers. If you are interested in supporting the show, go over to patreon.com/bigtruth and you will see 4 different levels that you can sign up for. They all come with their own special rewards or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you know, we always do like early access to episodes. You can hear it, you know, anywhere from 2 days to a week before, or sometimes the day before. Just depends when I get the episode edited and uploaded. Discounts. We're going to do bonus episodes just for the subscribers and things like that. So check it out over at patreon.com/bigtruth. For more information on the podcast, just go over to bigtruthpodcast.com. Everything's over there. And if you are, could do me a big favor as a listener, share the show. Share the show with your friends, your family, your coworkers, anyone you think might be interested. Tell them about it. Play it in the car. Hold them hostage and make them listen in the car. Share it on social media. Just help us get the word out. Keep this thing rolling. I deeply appreciate all the listeners and all your help in getting this out. We don't do any advertising or anything. This thing just spreads by word of mouth. So all the episodes are free. I'm never going to charge for this shit. So just help us keep the train rolling here. Like, subscribe, leave a review, leave stars. You know, I know everyone listens on different platforms and they all have their own way of doing things. But if you can leave a review or stars or anything like that, please do, and make sure you subscribe. Hey, that's about it. Go to chopperhead.com. Check out my motorcycle shop. If you need parts or swag or anything, we got gear. We're a full service repair shop, custom shop, whatever you want. You want a custom chopper built, you need an oil change, you need some parts, you want a sweatshirt or something, check it out at chopperhead.com. If you're in New England, come check us out in person at 13 County Road, East Freetown, Massachusetts. And that's about it for today. Let's just roll right into this episode right now.
Sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
Yeah, once again, we have liftoff. I want to thank you for tuning into this episode of the Big Truth Podcast. And before I introduce my guest, I just got to put it out there. I think this is going to come out before August 26th. And so with that said, we're going to do the first ever live, I lied, no, not the first live. The first live podcast for the Big Truth Podcast was at Mama Tried, but we're going to do the first live M4 roundtable live from the Dipper Cafe, August 26th, Saturday night, August 26th, 2023, at the Dipper Cafe in New Bedford, Massachusetts, me and Packer's Bar. So it'll be me, Packer, Mark Unseen and Joe Hawk, and then a cast of characters that'll be guest spotting. So make sure you come out. It's free admission, ton of giveaways, ton of bullshit, and it'll be fun as fuck. And so with that said, this guy might be here if he's not traveling the world. I want to thank Maddie Arsenault for coming on the podcast. You might know from A Loss for Words or The World, or being a tour guy and just being on tour, being a manager, being an author, doing all the shit that punk rock kids do, all the DIY stuff. What's happening, bro?
I'm just chilling, man. Yo, thank you so much for having me. Obviously, I've been kind of fucking punishing you to have me on this thing for a while, so it's cool to be out here doing the damn thing. So thanks for having me.
We've been planning this for a while, and it just came together tonight. And I happen to have last week sucked, and then this week became available for both of us. So it's fucking perfect.
Yes.
And it's not fucking 500 degrees and humid, so it's perfect. We've already talked about 2 hours.
Yeah, we already did a whole fucking podcast that y'all can't hear about.
Yeah.
Some X-rated shit, but this is gonna be the R-rated shit.
And by X-rated shit, it's not porno. It's just like street shit that we can't talk about on the.
Well, there was a couple porn stars mentioned in that too, but yeah, not all porn stuff.
Matt lives a different life than most people, so it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, we've like literally been talking like 3 hours.
Yeah, we filmed 2 podcasts. Yeah, I think we filmed one the other weekend too, 4th of July weekend. We all hanging out, and I think we did a full podcast then too. So this is basically the 4th episode. Yeah,
we did, but we purposely let it ride a couple of weeks before we recorded because you don't want to talk about the same shit.
Exactly.
It feels planned or contrived. So fuck, dude, you got a lot going on, and so maybe the best way to get into this, for people that don't, like I said, you do bands, you do management, you're writing a book. There's a ton of shit. We'll get into all that, but why don't we talk about just from the beginning, dude? How did you even find your way into these worlds like punk rock or hardcore metal, whatever?
No, that's an important question. I think that, you know what I mean? Like people always wonder those kind of things. For me, I grew up in Abington, Massachusetts, South Shore.
Home of the body bag.
Yeah, the Green Wave, baby. But yeah, so like I grew up, obviously, I grew up around, this one specific person. I think they kind of introduced me to everybody, rest in peace. Poopa, Michael Gabriel, was a dude that I grew up. He was one of my next door neighbors. And he was always just a fucking wild punk rock dude, had mohawks, fucking was beating everybody up in our school, fucking weapons and all this shit. But he was my boy. Yeah, and I was kind of like a quiet kid at the time and whatever. But anytime I got something trying to, bully me around when I was like in 6th grade or whatever, Poop was always have my back, whatever. But I kind of grew up on the R&B, hip hop stuff. I was always into that. But long story short, I started kind of kicking it with dudes like, Ryan Packer, Ed Whitmarsh, a bunch of dudes in the South Shore, loose friends, kind of hang out with the little brothers, that stuff. He's skating around town. And I was kind of like, these are cool. Like someday, like I would love to fucking, kick it with these guys. And then slowly started finding what punk rock was, through like Punkorama compilations and like, finding out about Bad Religion and all that shit. But really, I worked at a pizza shop called Louis Pizza.
Who was it? What band did you just reference?
What, Bad Religion? No,
go ahead. Yeah, say it again.
Hold on. What, Bad Religion?
I gotta do as an homage to the M4. Sorry.
God damn it. Okay, cool. I already got womped, but that's cool.
No, you didn't get womped. They did. I forgot. It's been so long. I forgot what button it was on the thing.
Well, I feel blessed to see you touch that button. But yeah, so I worked at a pizza place, and I worked with this dude Chris Ranahan. If he ever listens to this podcast, I actually talk about you all the time. But he gave me his CD book, and I think I was in 7th grade. And he's like, yo, he's like, I know you like Nas and Wu-Tang and all that shit. That shit's cool. Check out this book. And I went back and I was listening to like, Saves a Day and The Movie Life and all that. And that's kind of how I got into like the pop punk thing.
Yeah.
I remember like really liking Newfound Glory, Saves a Day and all that shit. But so I got into that or whatever. But eventually, I found my way into like, because I was friends with hardcore bands and all that stuff. But Brockton was my era.
Yeah.
Romans. Yeah. I'll never call it the Tigers Den. I'll never call it fucking Lions Den, whatever. It's always Romans to me. But once I made my way into that era, because obviously I went to a couple mass art shows, Bane, Reach the Sky, those shows. But once I found Brockton, I was like, this is for me. This is for me.
Yeah, well, and being from Abington, Brockton's
Right there.
Right there, right. So
Right next door. Literally took me 5 minutes to get to Roman. So that was that. So I mean, that's a long story short, but that's how I got into, obviously a Lost Sport started when I was in high school. We were called Last Ride, but it just
to rewind for a minute, because this goes out worldwide. I don't know if you know number 3 in India. Just saying, we're talking about South Shore, Massachusetts, just cunt here, south of Boston.
And that's the name of my book, just south of Boston.
Yeah. Cunt here, south of Boston.
That'll be the X-rated version. Yeah, with we use conversations from before. We're just gonna X out all the
CH.
It's gonna be a bunch of blacked out things, and it's gonna say the word when
retracted things, and then I went blacked out. Yeah. So the book's called South of Boston.
It's gonna go just south of Boston.
Just south of Boston.
Yep.
Right. Well, it's perfect. Right.
So I think it's cool, just kind of like show. There already has like a fascination with South Boston. You know what I'm saying? Like all the movies, Town, Mystic River, The Part, all that shit. But that's not where I'm from. People always like, "You from South Boston?" I'm like, "From just south of Boston." So people are always like, "That's cool." So it just always like stuck with me. So that's going to be the name of my book. We can get into that later or whatever. But
we're talking. We get your origin story going on right now. So you grew up in Abington, dude. You knew some dudes that were into punk and hardcore and working at the pizza shop. A dude gave you a CD book and you found pop punk, and then that stirred you in a weird direction and off the righteous path for a little bit. Nah, I'm just fucking.
Yeah,
with you. I'm just fucking with you.
Nah, man. Well, because I could sing and then because R&B.
Yeah.
And then that's why when I heard pop punk, I was like, oh wow, like.
You don't get to yell.
Yeah. Well, because the yelling thing didn't really I didn't really get it at first. Like, when I listened to some of those CDs, the pop punk got me into like the Reach the Skies, into the H2Os, into like that direction of music. And then that turned me on to hardcore.
Yeah.
Because I had to like understand what it was about. And it was more of a feeling. When I got the feeling of what hardcore was, it got me into the lyrics of what it was. And then as you get older, you start feeling those emotions. You start to fucking feel outraged about certain things or whatever. So everything made more sense. At first it just was like, oh, why are they yelling? You know what I mean? Yeah. Then it turned into like, oh, I feel what they're fucking saying now. You know what I mean? So that was, yeah.
So it went from R&B to pop punk to hardcore. Is
man. It's I hope there's someone else out there that has that same formula. Yeah, that was my formula. I mean, there's no fucking rules to this game.
So whatever R&B? Like Boys to Men?
Well, do you remember when at the 4th of July cookout, right?
Yes.
I told you about, that song came on in the background. I don't know how the fuck it got on there.
I forgot which one it was.
And if I ever... I remember I looked at it, it was like, yo, this is how I got into music. And when I get stoked on something, I really I get fucking hyped. And everybody's looking at me like, cool, dude. Oh, that's cool. I'm like, nah, you don't fucking understand, man. So basically my mom used to work with a woman that was a mother to one of the guys in Shy. So I think it was in 3rd grade. We used to go to Dorchester to go and eat food at their house, dinner party or whatever. And he was one of the singers. And he's like, yo, Matt, he's like, I know you like this, and you listen to Gemini 4-5 and all this. Yo, check out H-Town and Jodeci and Boys to... he was giving me all these cassette tapes.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, yo, you can borrow it. Next time you see my mom's or whatever,
just give
it back. But yo, but I didn't even realize but he was on MTV and shit. You know what I mean? He was I'm like this. So I remember being at his mom's house and we watched the premiere of, If I Ever Fall in Love video. You know what I mean? So
it's funny because when I was a kid, I had a friend who was one of the sons or grandsons of you remember the band Tavares? That was a 70s, in Saturday Night Fever. Tavares was one of the bands that had
I'm gonna say no, but tell me about Tavares.
So John Travolta was putting on a Tavares record in Saturday Night Fever and talking.
Okay, that's sick.
But they're from New Bedford, so it was the same type of shit. So a bunch of our friends, family, were Tavares, the band, but also they also branched out into they were also played just music. So one of the dudes was in the Beaver Brown band, which was Eddie and the Cruisers and all that shit.
Yeah.
So it was a big weird thing.
It was a hometown hero.
Hometown shit.
Yeah.
But these dudes were just that's what they were. You know what I mean? But Tavares was a 70s R&B soul funk,
funk
shit. Yeah.
So when I'm on my drive home, I'll be listening. That. Yeah, that's the thing is just that dude and then I would start singing sometimes. I don't want to say we were he was definitely was my gateway to music though.
Yeah.
And then Yeah, I mean, Shy. You know, I might be the first person to sing on your podcast, like doing an R&B song. So
I think you are. Yeah,
yeah.
It only took what are you like 104? Like I can't remember what episode this is. It only took 104 or 105 episodes. Oh yeah, wait, no, Billy Milano didn't come out yet at the time of this recording. So
did he sing on? Did he do R&B song?
No, he didn't do an R&B song. But I'm trying to figure out what episode this is because it's going to be Easy Co was I don't even know 103 or 104. I'm trying to look this up really fast because I'm so retarded with all this stuff. I don't know what episode is what. Oh, so they were 103. Billy Milano's going to be 104. And you're going to be 105.
The first,
so it took 105 episodes before someone sang R&B on the.
Yeah, I feel honored. That might be the coolest part. Just coming
you're
at the
groundbreaker. 11 minutes in, and you're already breaking new ground.
Cool. I mean, that's why
no
I'm
one's
here.
talked about Shy or Boys to Men or Belle Biv DeVoe or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell you've been talking about.
Yeah.
Bad Religion. Except in a very negative way on M4 podcast. We were tearing apart the Bad Religion Christmas record.
But yeah, I mean that's.
Let me drink to that.
Yeah.
We're already hammered. That's what's funny.
Yeah.
Is like
you guys don't know. Like we literally did a full first episode.
We're just hammering. We killed half a bottle of Tito's already before we started. But so you originally were into R&B, which led your way into pop punk because you could feel it more, the emotion of it, the singing of it versus the gruff screaming.
Yep.
And then from there, then you understood more of the aggressiveness of regular hardcore or whatever. And it's cool. It's interesting. You know, it's just interesting to hear the background. Like, I grew up in a time, like when I was a kid, I listened to rock and hip hop. But it was the early days of hip hop, like
what hip hop were you listening to? Because like I grew up on Nas, Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep, like Tupac, Biggie, like that was my.
This is where our age difference comes.
Yeah, that's why I want to fucking know what's up. Okay,
the first show I ever went to. This is I'm putting myself out there for all the listeners, right? The first show I ever went to was the Fresh Festival. It was like Dougie Fresh, Fat Boys. I think LL Cool J might have been on it. You know, it was like
I'm following. I know. So I know these guys. At least I'm not like too behind.
The second show I ever went to was.
Oh, was that your first show ever? Your first hip hop show?
No, first show ever.
That's sick. That's actually real sick.
My second show ever was, I believe it was Rat and Billy Squire, or it was Motley Crue on Shout at the Devil tour.
Okay, that's also really cool. I mean, like, so you got some good. Mine was the Newfound Glory Dashboard Confessional at the Upstairs Palladium. I skipped school and went with my friends. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I kid.
No, but I'm just saying yours is way fun. Like what I'm saying is your shit was way cooler than mine. That's
I always listened to, because to me it was like, it was all street music, right? So like I saw like Eric B and Rakim and like Public Enemy in like 1988. But I also saw like fucking hardcore. I was going to hardcore shows, and it was both.
I will say this though. Me and my friend were in 5th grade. Rage Against the Machine and Wu-Tang were doing that tour together. Yeah. Whatever, it was in like 95 or whatever the fuck it was. We actually saved money up. We were getting money from kids at school after, you know, like say you get 50 cents left over. We would save money. And our friend's older brother bought us tickets to go to see Wu-Tang and Rage with them. We tried to sneak out of the house and go with them when they were going to New York, and they were like, you know, juniors in high school. We got caught. We didn't end up going to the show.
Yeah.
That was my attempt for the first show. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Because like that, I think for me, and I just watched that RZA Wu Saga show.
The Showtime one?
It's on Hulu or Showtime. It's one of those things. But Wu Saga, the show that RZA produced about Wu-Tang. But it does go super into that Rage Against the Machine Wu-Tang tour. That shit's fucking legendary. Like rock and hip hop, that was like, man, like yo, that tour meant so much to me. I wish I got to go, but I had a fucking ticket. I just didn't get to use it.
Yeah, so like everyone talks about the interplay between like rock and hip hop, like Aerosmith and Run DMC, and like, or you know, Run DMC just incorporating guitars and shit. But like the history between hardcore and hip hop goes even deeper. Like you don't
Biohazard,
yeah. Even before that, like Sick of It All, like fucking like KRS-One announcing like the first Sick of It All record. Like,
see, I actually didn't know that. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, just shit like that. And then he redid it on one of the later Sick of It All records. Like when they re-recorded Blood, Sweat, and Tears, like KRS came back and did shit and fucking, you know, whatever. You know, but it was all street music, and it was like reporting like what the fuck was going on in the world, going on in the communities, and so there was a lot of.
And that's why hip hop and hardcore are so similar.
That's why you see like
look at Nas when he has that fucking there's that epic thing with him and Tupac. He has a biohazard like that. That's crazy.
Dude, even before that, like Public Enemy wearing Minor Threat T-shirts.
See, that's why.
And then you got dudes like Glenn Friedman who are like photographers. He was like taking all the old Black Flag pictures and all the old hip hop pictures. He's supposed to come on at some point.
That would be sick.
Yeah,
I would love to hear that.
Yeah. We're in the process of that.
Yeah, 105, first R&B singer calling you, my man. We want to hear all the stories.
Yeah, you're probably gonna be like the most R&B that I ever have on this podcast, unless I can get like fucking some like 70s people. So I like R&B up until like the 80s, and then I hate it. I'm not gonna lie.
So you're like the old school dude that's like, I don't like your R&B, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like Shy. I don't like fucking Jodeci. I don't like H-Town. Fuck all that shit.
No, I don't. I don't like it at all. I'm not gonna lie, but it doesn't matter.
No,
we can still be.
But
friends.
that's what makes a fun conversation. Just
of course.
I feel like there's different generations, and I'm sure like even sometimes I find myself starting to. I like to be very positive.
Of course.
And, I think, that's what you know about me. I try to keep a very positive,
you do. And I respect that. And I respect it. And I'm not going to lie, I envy it a little bit. Like, I wish I could be as fucking positive.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's not as easy.
I know what I mean?
I know. Like I was telling you earlier, like everybody thinks I'm living this fucking fantasy life, but all positive. But I do it because seeing people around me happy makes me happy to a certain degree.
Yeah. Of course.
Just at least like as long as I'm making people happy, then it makes me feel like a good person. That's a whole fucking different story we can talk about. But I mean, that shit gets deeper than most. But yeah, I love hearing what old school dudes have to say to new school dudes.
No,
as far as music and all that stuff.
What I'll say is, like, you referenced Nas a few times. One of my favorite hip hop shows ever was at the Living Room in Providence. I can't.
Yo, shout out Living Room. Shout out Mike Delahunty.
Yeah.
Yo, fucking Living Room was one of my favorites, bro.
But this is like pre Mike D Living Room.
See, you have to show me again. You're like, all right, young man.
No disrespect, because I love Mike D. He's a friend of mine, right? A friend, both of us, a mutual friend. But I saw it was, and I think I told you about this at the barbecue, but I saw Gangstar.
You did tell me about this.
J. and Nas opened the show.
Yeah, I remember that you said
Nas's first record, like his first, like I don't even think his album was out. It was like the single, but the single was hitting, right? Like but like Nas was a kid and he was like nervous and it was like fucking wild, dude.
That's crazy. You got to see that, man. Like that's like my favorite rapper. Like I was almost gonna wear my Nas shirt here because I wear that shirt all the time.
But it's when rap shows were still dangerous, like, and it was fucking weird, and like dudes still looked at you side eye if you were like no disrespect, and no one. If you were back there, you understand what I'm about to say. When you were like the grain of salt in the pepper shaker, it was like a fucking, like people looked at you like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, you must be a real one then. You out here.
Or like, what the fuck are you doing here? Or who you here with? Or like, what the fuck is going on? Because it was a different time. It was it was a little more wild. And like kids still acted up a lot more. Like I said, I saw Smith and Wesson.
Do you want to also know something crazy? Sorry, my ADD is kicking in.
Yeah, mine too.
My first show at the Living Room that I ever played was with Doc Buster.
Okay.
I Lost Words.
Yeah.
People would never expect that. I remember I used to beg Mike Delahunty.
Why not? Why wouldn't people expect that?
Well, because like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like, actually people that know me and know I Lost Words would expect that.
Yeah.
But I remember I used to beg Mike D. I'm going to text Mike D after this and be like, yo.
Is this when Lenny was more abrasive? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's just more the opportunity that Mike gave me.
Yeah, no,
was like, yo, you're going to open it, like, because I used to give him demos and he like.
No, you told me this story. And you should say it because it shows to the power of, not to sound like fucking lame or stupid, but believing in yourself and putting in the work to get where you want to fucking go and sticking it out, because everyone wants just instant gratification.
100%, especially this generation.
I remember this story because it stood out to me when you told it to me at the barbecue.
Yeah, so like, I'm gonna text Mike after this and be like, bro, I said your name 85 million times on the podcast. Yeah. So if you don't personally play this at your bar, you know what I mean? Like I don't even know what to fucking know. But so yeah, Mike D, great promoter.
Mike, what's up? We got to do a Big Truth podcast live with Maddie.
I'm there for that one.
Yeah,
I'm there for that one. So Mike D, I used to go there as a youngin with my friends. Like, we used to pull up the shows and we used to cause trouble at those shows too. That's
the Living Room.
The Living Room. Yeah, we were kind of.
Which one? The one that was right next to the Burger King.
The one next to the Burger King.
All right, so that's the second. Living
room. God damn it, man!
I thought the bubble. No. The first living room was a little further down the road, and it was on like, you had to go up the stairs to get, there was a parking lot, and then you had to go up these stairs, and it was like kind of second level. There was like this big bubble. But a little fun known fact, like, a claim to fame, I guess, for lack of a better term, is like I was at the Bad Brain show in 1988 where they filmed the Eye Against Eye video there, and it was fucking.
You're cool. You're cool. That's some cool shit.
That's like one of my favorite top 5 shows because that's when HR was still before he was like, he was still like more with it, and he was like doing backflips into the crowd and fucking banana. It was one of the most banana shows I've ever been to. And it was. But they filmed the Eye Against Eye video at that show.
I'm jealous that you did that. But like, yo, like the whole thing.
Also, when we saw the first It was like literally one of the first Danzig shows. They played Christmas night. It was like 88 or 89.
They played Christmas night.
Yeah, it was like I think.
I don't think I've ever been to a show on Christmas Eve or Christmas night.
I referenced this to because Erie Vaughn was on the podcast. And like literally, I almost got in a fight with Danzig because I was antagonizing him the whole time because we weren't ready. This is like before, like Danzig to me was like Misfits, and then Sam Hain was cool, but like I wasn't ready for it at the time. I like it more now than I did when I was a kid. I was like, I didn't really get it, but I was more of a Misfits person. And even with Misfits, I was like an Earth AD dude. I wasn't more I liked the punk rock stuff, but I was more like the aggressive stuff. I was more. You were more like singy. I was more aggressive, right? So that's how we got into shit.
Yeah.
We started off on
totally different planets.
Yeah. But so I'm just kidding. But that's it. So Danzig came out in his little mesh half shirt, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I love that. I love like the first 3 records now, but I wasn't ready for it. It's like I was 16. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "This is not the Misfits." So I was antagonizing him the whole night. And then he was singing Halloween, and I just grabbed the mic out of his hand and I started singing it. And then like
I want to see this version of the truth.
He wanted to fight, and then he was all like huffing and puffing. I was like, "Bro, I'm a kid, but I'll fight you. Come down." And then his manager came out and he wanted to fight, and then it turned into this whole fucking thing. That said,
this is why I wish video cameras and cell phones existed.
Yeah,
so I could see this. That's the only time. But usually, I hate that shit because I want everything to be cool. So there's stories.
But it was funny, It was just, But I was antagonizing him all night. I was like holding up signs that said "Play Bullet," or just like I was like fucking with him. And then he finally did a Misfit song, and I was like, fucking give me that fucking mic. You're not doing this anymore. And but yeah, I don't know if I told Erie about that or not, but. That was for me, that was one of my favorite podcasts, having Erie Vaughn on, because he was telling a lot of like
old school
behind the scenes stories of like the transition between Sam Hain and Danzig and stuff. Like originally it was Sam Hain that was supposed to get signed, but they were like, "Oh, you should probably change the name," and this and that. Like Rick Rubin was like, he got into the whole thing about like Rick Rubin getting involved and stuff.
Yeah, that's
go check out that show if you're interested in it.
I'm actually gonna listen to that show when I That's what I'm gonna listen to. Not that the New Bedford Many told me no offense. Shout out. I'm sure they're cool, but this actually that just got me psyched up because I think Rick Rubin's a G. Anything associated with him is cool.
Yeah. I would like if anyone asked who like a dream guest would be for me, it would be Rick Rubin. And I know he was on like Joe Rogan and stuff, but I'd get way more.
So that's your fucking that's your number one. Live or Dead.
That's not my number one.
Alive or Dead.
No.
Top 5. Who like I'm gonna interview you for a second.
You can't put me on the spotlight. I can't think of it. Rick Rubin is definitely one of the people I would. So there's 2 people I'm very envious of. Not envious, but like I don't know what the word is. I'm like, man, I fucking respect like Rick Rubin, the shit he did. I would love to talk to him more in depth about like the Beastie Boys shit, even the Danzig shit, the fucking Slayer shit. Like I want to go deep, like producing those records, like Slayer, Rain and Blood, dude. Like, come on, like that's fucking a top 5 classic, like fucking Beastie Boys, fucking, whatever. Like all that shit. Even like the old LL Cool J shit, whatever. Like, like how he was going through the same worlds. He was in hip hop and hardcore and punk, and
even his flow was like
But and I definitely like I've talked to Glenn Friedman's camp. Like we're talking about having him come on. They're interested. It's just more the time
logistics of how to make it work. Yeah.
It's weird with some of these podcasts because I'm so used to flying by the seat of my pants and just having friends on.
Yeah.
And so when it's like people I don't know and it's like this going through management and different levels of people, it's weird for me. So that's one of my weak points. I don't follow up or don't deal with that.
That's why your podcast is cool because it's organic. It's real life. It's not. There's no fucking business. We're chilling in a cool ass motorcycle shop.
Yeah, we're
Like I think it'd be cool to fucking have you show. This is fucking dope.
Yeah, no,
like
I'm
this is
supposed to.
fucking
Yeah.
Like we're just in a fucking
we're in
a
the shop.
dope ass
We're
motorcycle
in
shop.
between the lifts. We're in
Yeah, he showed me all the like old school bikes he did. We're drinking fucking, some drinks, having fun. There's no one else here. There's a fucking dead fox that's stuffed looking at me.
Yeah.
He's fucking crazy. He's
And by the
cross-eyed.
way, no one's won that contest yet. I've had a couple people threaten that they're going to get the podcast tattoos. That fox is still up for grabs. If not, it's going to Joe Hawk's house. So.
But yeah, I mean that's cool. I love this.
No, so it's been totally organic, and luckily, I just have a lot of friends that have done well for themselves in different areas, and sorry, I'm pouring drinks as we talk, a lot of interesting people I know, so it's been cool, But so trying to go through people I don't know and having to go through, management and all that stuff has just been.
See, I know what that's like now because back in the day,
because you're you're a gatekeeper.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's crazy because, I mean, to be honest though, I'm still like one of those dudes who, like, I do it myself. Like my company, Reclaim Music Group, is.
Before we get into the bands and all that stuff, because we kind of got the background, talk about, because that's something I don't know a lot about you. I know you do artist management and, and things like that. So talk about a little bit about Reclaim and what that is and how you got into even doing that.
Yeah. So like basically the story is with that. It's really, it just happened naturally. Like, I was bad in school. Like, actually, I mean, I was a good kid in school. I just got bad grades.
Okay.
Like I fucked with everybody. I loved the social aspect of high school.
I was the opposite. I got good grades. I was a fucking maniac, and I was bored.
See, but yeah, but that's why you're
ADD,
genius.
But we're both ADD.
People don't realize what the fuck that is. Like right now,
went different. Yeah,
you have this podcast is. Hey,
our legs are shaking.
We're
all
running.
over the place. So sorry for anyone not fault. There's not going to be any logical thread to this. We're going to jump all over the fucking place.
And you might catch one of the best stories might be at the end. So please just keep listening and bear with us. We're gonna get through the fucking leg shakes.
Spoken like a true management person. Like, you don't know when the good shit's gonna come out, so you gotta stick with it.
There's gonna be something on this podcast that I know is gonna be fucking legendary, and I just feel something special, like that's like more powerful than just a shit, whatever. I'm a hippie, so fucking
the powerful shit's coming. So just stick around.
But yeah, so as far as management goes, I was in a band for years, traveled. And I organically, I guess I was kind of managing us the whole time. We had some great managers along the way too, like Scott Lee, Mark Vieira. Shout out to both those dudes.
Dude, I know Mark literally since we were like kids. He used to come, like in the late 80s, my old first band, he used to come and hang out and watch us practice.
Yeah, so Mark, Mark Vieira, Scott Lee, Leah.
Shout out to Mark Vieira.
Yeah. So we were blessed to have some managers, but like at the end of the day,
he was still rocking flight jackets.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, like I was such a go-getter, and I did it by myself for so long. I didn't know how to let someone take control. And I think, both those dudes respect me, but they're probably like, yeah, Maddie was a psychopath. Like, so I'd be like, dude, I just fucking talked to this guy. He's going to get us on tour. Cause like I was out there hustling and using all my friends, all my friends, like they would help me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but that's the thing with these worlds, like the DIY worlds is like, you just go out and do it.
Yeah.
You don't need.
I was making friends with all these record labels, these other managers, these bands. And I started working with this band called Paris. And like, they're a really big band. And they changed my life. I don't work with them anymore. It's complete good terms, whatever. But basically, like I found this girl, Lynn. She was like 17 years old, and she was recording at my old house, which is a recording studio. And this girl is just such a phenomenal singer, phenomenal person.
What kind of music?
So hard to just rock, alternative rock.
Okay.
Essentially, but kind of came from the Warped Tour world.
Okay.
But then progressed into like real adults. Could play with. Florence the Machine or like whatever. They're like a real rock band.
Smashing Pumpkins or something.
Yeah. They could totally do that. Lynn could do whatever. But I remember like finding her and her story is great, and like she was, she came out, gay when she was 18, and like I remember she was filling in for
before it was kind of cool to do.
Yeah, and like it was so real. It must have been so difficult for her, And
when I say cool, I mean more now it's accessible. It's not as big of a deal.
100%.
And I'm not downplaying it, but I'm saying it's more.
It was harder. It was harder than I think that like for her to come, and I remember she was filling.
Wasn't accepted.
Yeah, she was filling a guitar for us, and I remember she's such a fucking angel. I got to see her. She was at Sad Summer Festival. Totally proud of them. But I remember like I was like, yo, our guitar player just got married. He can't tour with us anymore. I'm like, because I kind of was being their manager now. I'm like, I want to see if you can fucking tour. Like, I want to see if you have, as an 18-year-old girl, fucking, have you ever toured? Like, my first tours, I was 21. Like, and some people can hack touring, some people can't. Guy, girl, gay, straight, doesn't fucking matter. Touring's hard. Either you got it or you don't. Let's see if you got it. She's like, I want to do it. Like, I'm like, all right. So I went to her mom. I was like, yo, is it okay if we take your 18-year-old daughter on fucking tour with a bunch of like,
dudes, yeah,
a bunch of goons, like fucking, a lost words. We're good guys and whatever. But so she was like, yeah, she's like, I totally trust you. Cause we started building a little history, went to the house and whatever. And she fucking killed it, man. She's a fucking rock star. Like she would go, in a Lost Words. Yeah, bro. She would go like 3 days without showering. Never like just was so happy and just thankful. And like, I'm like, this girl is a fucking star. You know what I'm saying? So basically I remember the first tour we did with her. And actually I tried to do a podcast. I had 2 episodes. I never put it out, but I actually talked to her about this. Maybe someday I'll release it. But I remember she left her coming out note to her mom, on that tour. She came in the van. She's like, guys, let's go. Let's get out of the driveway. We gotta go. We're like, what's up?
What year is this?
This is
roughly.
It's gotta be about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Like 2000. Yeah. About 10 years ago. She's 18. This girl is just fucking just got out of high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
she jumps in a van with a bunch of dudes, leaves a note that
bunch of sweaty dudes, and
coming out note to her. And also
our van,
mom.
we have to padlock it in the back to lock it.
Yeah.
You have to. There's only one window that goes down. There's no AC. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it smells great.
We were all half naked.
Yeah.
Same with her. We're all just at the point where you can be as cool as you can be without, being full blown fucking, weirdo.
Yeah.
And, but it just made it like, that's what it is. And that's why I want to make sure that everybody knows. And I know that there'll be fans of her.
In a weird way, though.
She's a G. She's a fucking rock star. And
in a weird way that probably put her mom a little more at ease.
Oh, yeah.
That she was in a van full of dudes, but she came out and she gave the note.
Oh, yeah,
So she's like, all right, I don't got to worry about her coming home pregnant or anything.
Yeah. So, like, it's just cool. Like, so long story short, I had to tell that little story, Lynn. Hopefully you fucking respect that shit. I love you, and I'm going to tell you to fucking listen to this shit. But, so that was cool. So I got into management because Lynn, I used all my resources, and people weren't, like, taking me seriously at first. They were, like, shooting it down, like, oh, whatever. I'm like, yo, this girl, like, this fucking girl's a star. Like, what the fuck don't you see about, what are you not seeing? And then there's one dude, Dave Shapiro, shout out Dave Shapiro. Don't know if you know Tim Bora. They run Sound Talent together. Dave and Tim are both such great friends of mine. Dave gave me a shot. Dave was like, because he had signed my band to Lost for Words and booked my band. He's one of the biggest agents in the Warped Tour-esque world. He's bigger than that, but Warped Tour is, shout out Kevin Lyman too. That's my fucking guy. I just talked to him the other day. But yeah, he believed in me. He's like, Maddie, I believe in this. They became one of the biggest fucking bands. Like, I remember we brought them on Warped Tour. And what I did, I went around and told all my homies, I'm like, I don't care if you fucking, Motionless in White or Bless the Fall or fucking Yellow Card. I was going to all my homies and I'm like, watch this band one day, please. Come watch this band. Like, any band that was on the fucking tour, I was like, and I had I'm not even lying. I had like 50% of Warped Tour coming out and they watched them and it changed.
Yeah.
That day, everybody was tweeting, but I'm telling you, like, just everything started, like, it just happened.
Yeah, because now they're all tweeting
because they were fucking awesome, not because of me, but because they loved what they saw.
No, and that was like you took an organic approach because now the musicians now the managements have to pay attention, or the people that are doing all the booking and agents and stuff have to pay attention because like, all right, we booked these bands. Now these bands are all talking about this artist, and even though Maddie came around and told us about him, it takes this for people to really, in the industry to pay attention.
Because at that point,
not the artists. The artists get it.
Yeah, oh yeah. But then the main thing is the artists are the ones that pick the fucking bands at the end of the day, usually. Yeah. So now we have everybody. So it really just like kickstarted.
Now they all wanted to play with them on their own tours.
100%. All the people that shut me down to the labels, all the agents, now their bands are going back like, yo, we need this band. Yeah. We want to be the first one to bring them out. And shout out Sleeping with Sirens and Pierce the Veil. I love this because we're gonna have such a different conversation that you're used to.
Like every band you've mentioned, I have no idea who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
But I know that in a different world, they're important bands, and like me not knowing about them is just me being involved in my own little world, and knowing that I don't know a lot of shit, outside of that world, because I've never left those worlds.
Yeah, but because that's why for me, like,
but that's why I like having weird shit on this.
Yeah.
Stuff,
So I mean, long story short, like, Kel and Quinn helped me, finalize their deal, whatever, took them on the first tour. Next thing you know, Bring Me the Horizon. I'm sure you've at least heard of the name Bring Me the Horizon. They're a massive, I love you. I can't wait to give you a big hug.
I'm not going to lie, dude. I'm going to be like, I have not even heard of that.
Yo,
and I'm sure they're fucking huge.
So they're from the UK. They're fucking huge, man.
Yeah,
like
I'm sure.
Fucking like headline fucking download festival.
Okay.
Like,
I don't even know what that is. So
you're the best. This is, but so anyways, they just started getting opportunities, whatever.
I only use this podcast to highlight my own ignorance. So that's what
and I'll get real, and I haven't even talked about this before.
Okay.
We went through we got all the way to the top. I got them to play Coachella.
I know what that is. Yeah.
So we went from fucking playing a VFW in Massachusetts.
Yep.
She's from Lowell. They're based out of Lowell, all the way to Coachella, and then I got locked up and went to prison in Japan.
But before you get to, because we're going to talk about prison in Japan. So how long was it from the VFW in Massachusetts to Coachella? Because I'm always interested.
I would say it was a good 5-6 years. Yeah, 5-6 years. Because like
5 years is fucking nothing.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They blew up so fucking. It was nothing, and anybody
and
can say.
Like when I had Jimmy on the podcast talking about the Beastie Boys Murphy's Law tour. 86 License to Ill tour. It started out in clubs, and they blew up during that tour. It ended in stadiums. So they brought Murphy's Law on tour because they were like playing clubs, and by the end of that tour, they were filling stadiums, selling out stadiums. It's fucking bananas. That's why how fast
if it happens, yo. And that's why my management career, I wasn't fucking going to be a manager. I was going to be in a pop punk band that toured with, cool bands that I was stoked on, and I loved touring. I was making maybe fucking $5K a year, $10K a year. I'd have to come home.
It's crazy. No one knows.
I'd have to come home. Yeah, have to fucking come home. I was in Local 104, fixing power lines. Now, I was the one climbing the fucking power lines. I was the one at the bottom doing all the grunt work, you know what I mean? But I was blessed to have, my stepfather put me on, and he, my whole family was in the union. And like, I had to pay bills in between and work. I had my bandmates digging holes with me. I got them jobs just so they could make ends meet, because touring ain't fucking easy. You know what I mean? Now you can work, now people work, I have bands that I manage to I make like 80K working on the road. I can tour whenever you want me to. I'm oh, that must be nice.
Yeah.
That must be nice. Because I had to dig fucking holes and fucking work snowstorms and fucking, shovel roofs, just to fucking go on tour and pump it all into the fucking band.
Yeah.
But whatever. Either way, my management career changed. It was Paris, shout out Lynn, Brian, you know what I mean? Like their whole squad or whatever. That's how my life changed. So now I have.
But how did you get into management? It was more like
I found Lynn, and I just kind of started hitting people up, and
so you just kind of took around.
I was just helping them as I was just like a friend, like, yo.
But you said, you were doing it for your own band, kind of, but also in concert with other managers. Yeah. But you were, much to the chagrin of the managers, you were doing their job for them, pushing shit on them. No,
it's almost like I was just so ADD and fucking all right, next week to do this, and they're like, "Yo, Maddie, chill out." I'm like, no, but I think the 1 years or 4 years strong, one of them's gonna take us out. I just talked to them on the phone, so I was always, doing that thing, and and at the same time, we kind of. Obviously we could jump all around, but we our first record that was.
Well, this is a total ADD podcast. We're gonna just play on that.
Yeah, this is Big Truth ADD podcast.
No thread. We're just gonna bounce around, and then at the end you're gonna piece it all together.
Yeah, and if you know how to do that, then you're a genius.
Yeah, or you're just ADD as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess the whole thing is. I learned a lot from, we were on Rock Vegas Records on our first record, and we grew up in the, the Romans era of stuff. And we played with Ramallah for our record release show in 2005. What other pop punk band?
Wait, no. So now I got to reel you in, because you were just talking about management. Now you're talking about
that's what I'm saying. From what I'm saying is it all came full circle. I came from nothing. Yeah. And then I went, Lost Words got to a point where I was very happy, and I thought we were successful, and success to me doesn't mean money, because people get confused about success and they involve with money. I got to tour the world. I made no money, but then management changed my life. That's what I was getting to. I swooped in, from, it's just
you swooped in from being the artist to the money guy to taking the money.
No, well, yeah,
give me the money.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
and I barely like.
Just kidding.
I don't even know how to follow up on that because it's just yeah. So I mean,
give me 20%, motherfucker.
15%. I charge 15%. All you managers that charge 20, they're fucking.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You're the fair manager.
Yeah,
you want to manage War Machine?
I don't sign contracts really with any other band. Like people like yo, you're a bad businessman, all that shit.
Dude, I'll start singing. I won't yell anymore. Just bring War Machine out.
Yo,
let's do it.
That's fun. Yeah, yo, I'm trying to go on that Europe tour though. I saw that round 2 fucking Slapshot DVD.
War Machine's trying too. Like obviously, Risk and War Machine weren't mentioned on that flyer yet. We got to figure out what the fuck is going on.
I saw that. What the fuck's up?
I don't know.
Come on, Packer. What's going on out there, dog?
It's not Packer. It's Stronger Bookings. What's up, Stronger Bookings? Fucking,
Yeah.
The first run did well. What's up with Europe? What's up with the British?
Yeah. Why can't the whole team go out again?
Yeah. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. So no, I just saw that tour flyer get announced. That was today, right? Because I just reposted it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so I don't know where you want to go with this because we have ADD.
Yeah.
Drinks are flowing. I'm having a really good time.
So you talked about the management. You got into management by finding someone that you believed in and then like just kind of promoting them. So what's going on? Like, what's going on with management stuff now? Like how did you develop that from like doing shit on a friend level into a business that you also do outside of being in your bands?
Yeah, so
that's what you do mainly, right?
That's my fucking job, man. Like,
so how many bands
so
you have on the roster now?
So I can basically 10 artists roughly. But so Set It Off, also I want to give them the big shout out. They saved my life. They've been with me since back in the day. We toured with them a long time ago. They were the second band that I ever managed.
So we're gonna go back and talk about Lost for Words and the world and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So right now
is this management. Yeah. So Set It Off, what we toured with, Lost for Words toured with, and became really good friends. They're the biggest band on my roster. They're great friends of mine. Cody, Max, and Zach. Shout out if you guys are taking the time to listen to this. I really, really appreciate it, and I'm blessed that I'm working with you guys. I never forget. I was at a hotel with Paris, and at the time Paris was getting so big. I don't realize like I could try to expand. Mm-hmm. I'm just living the fucking moment. I'm touring the world, and I'm still touring with the band. I'm the manager, but I'm touring with them. Do you get what I'm saying? Kind of an untold story, but I was so addicted to touring and
I get it.
I run for myself. I like to be on the road, so I kind of was distracted. I don't like reality.
It's pirate life. It's fucking great.
Yeah, no.
There's no responsibility other than
but I take care of my people.
No, of course,
exactly.
But I'm saying if you're in a band on the road, you look at the day sheet, and you're like, okay, I got to be in there for load-in at this time. That's my responsibility. The set is this time. That's my responsibility for the day. It's fucking great.
It is, yeah. So but it was also different going.
But as a manager,
I know that's what is crazy.
A whole different thing. Yeah.
But I loved that like when I started working with the band, Paris that was so young, whatever, and I loved like giving them my knowledge and also protecting them because I come from a different world. So I always had these friends coming and they're like, oh, your friends are so nice to us. They bring us out and buy us dinner. And I'm like, yeah, like I got a lot of good friends. They got spoiled as far as like some bands go out there, don't know anybody. And they just, whatever, some introverts, extroverts, but they really like, I'd be like, yo, we're going to go to this city and my friend's going to come here. We're going to stay at this guy's house. And you know what I mean? So it was cool. But yeah, Set It Off. They like, I met them when we toured with them. And then I remember them calling and saying they needed management. And I remember looking at one of the members of Paris and I was like, he's like, why don't you fucking manage them? I was like, you think I should? Basically, it was like, he would give me like, basically like the approval of like, you can manage another band. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know like, and you
didn't know, you were like, at that time, you're like, do I just manage one band?
Yeah.
Is that it? Or do I do more?
Yeah. And then, so I remember him and I was like, whoa. And it's like, my brain is
you're
fucking.
Like, oh shit. Yeah, I can do.
Bursted. Cause I just like, I'm a loyal dude. So I didn't want them to ever think that like,
you weren't giving them all the attention they needed. Yeah.
Yeah. So then boom, I remember calling them back and being like, yo, like, cause they were like, what do you think about this? I was like, yo, what do you think about like, I'd love to have a shot at managing you guys if you guys are down. And I think they saw what I was doing with Paris, and I got a call a couple days later and they're like, yo, like we had a couple calls, like we want to give you a shot. I was like, cool. And then, that's how it started. So they were the bands that I was mainly working with. Obviously, we can, when I had my little extended vacation in Japan, and then, when I got out, Set It Off stayed with me. And that was,
It's a testament.
It was as loyal as you can say, man. They're like, when you get out, you're with us. Like, you know, like you didn't anything bad, you know, like it wasn't like, you know what I mean? It's just like you had a little mistake, you know, whatever. And
so let's talk about that. Cause I think also besides my first R&B guest, and you're also my first guest that did any jail time in Japan, as far as I know. So how did that happen?
So, I mean, I guess like for me, our first tour, and Lost Words will always come into this because Lost Words was the foundation of everything in my life. The tree, the root start with.
I don't know why we didn't start with the Lost for Words, but
yeah, but the foundation is any story that I have is rooted from a Lost for Words. So Lost for Words is so basically, you know, our first tour ever was in Japan. Made great friends. I toured in
your first tour was in Japan?
Well, I'm sorry, our first international tour was Japan.
So
we were unsigned, like no record label.
Yeah, how did that happen?
I got a fucking message from Mizuki. Mizuki, if you like, I hope all my Japanese homies listen to this because this is when it's gonna start. You know, I'm gonna when I shout out this podcast, I'm gonna shout out certain groups of people to make sure they're listening. Yeah, because there's gonna be a lot of different aspects. But
why don't we rewind a little bit? Why don't we talk about going from R&B into a Lost for Words? It's like because I feel like everything's gonna build off this. So like just to try and keep it somewhat organized and less ADD like all over the place.
All right, cool. I love how it was a cliffhanger. It's like, right when you like, you thought I was gonna give it to you? You think you want to hear about Japan? No. Not yet, motherfucker.
We're only 46 minutes in. You wait for an hour and a half if you want to hear the Japan jail story. So how did you go from being a kid that was in R&B, which you explained, and then how you found punk rock to like, how did you start? Like, well, you know, how did you get into being like not just a fan of punk? Like, how did you get into like being in like a band and shit like that?
So I mean, like, and I'll try to be as short as I can. But yeah, so the band kind of started.
This is long form. You don't have to.
Yeah, me and my homie Danny Poulin went to high school together, and actually we started out beefing back in the day. Like he was in 8th grade, and I was in 10th grade.
He was one of the original partners in Full Speed Ahead.
I heard about. I know the story. I know the story. But so like Danny and I had kind of smoke at the very beginning because we both, I had just broke up with a girl and then he started dating the girl, you know, typical bullshit, how it always starts.
This is high school?
He was in junior high. I was in high school. I was in 9th grade.
He had a little bit more game, man, because he was in middle school pulling high school chicks.
Come on, man. Yeah. No, Danny Poole was a smooth operator back in the day.
Back then? Yeah.
Now he has a kid and he's married and you know, shout out Danny. And I know you're doing good. he has more ADHD than I mean, he's on a whole nother spectrum.
So should we get him on the podcast just to have a total off the wall all over the fucking place?
Man, getting him here would be fucking impossible. That dude is fucking, I haven't seen him in a long time. He's told me we're going to get oysters when I'm home, but Danny Poole, we'll see if I'm calling you out right now. If we don't get oysters, it's on you, dog.
All right.
But yeah, so like we started the band, back, dude Poopa squashed the beef. He was calling my boy Marcel's house. You know, this is back on house phones. Calling like, what's up? You know, shit talking. And then my boy Poopa.
So it went from beef to a band?
Yeah. We went to high school together. And then we just started playing. And then we called Last Ride. You know, super, you know, nervous, whatever. One of our first shows was actually with Six of Fire at the hand of YMCA. Bob Townsend put it on and put us on. It was the same night as Blink-182 and Green Day. So obviously, there was like 100 kids there. But like, you know, think of our first, you know, pop punk emo show. You know, because we were more emo then. It was against Green Day and Blink-182. Like
my first pop punk show was Green Day, but it was at Fred Smith's fucking skate park, and there was like 30 people there.
See, Truth. You got that's the kind of shit. Like that's wild, dog. Like
yeah.
So so basically, we got into that.
That's I think that's like my only pop punk show
that you ever been to.
And it wasn't a pop.
And you went to the skateboard.
It was like
and you went to the skateboard. That is
Green Day played at Fred Smith's skate park in Rhode Island, and literally it was just they were on tour. They played the show, and it was like 30 people. It was when they were first, you know, obviously. In their younger days, yeah, like you know, they weren't doing arenas yet, obviously.
But that's cool to even say that you got to do that, and so from there, honestly,
and shout out to Fred Smith, who's still living like the full pirate life. Like he works for me at the tattoo shop, but he can't come back until October till he gets his license back. He's like he's in his 60s or something, and he's still like fucking late 50s, and he's still like full fucking pirate, skateboarder,
I love
punk
that.
rock. Fucking,
He's living his best life.
Lives a life. He shows up on his bike. He rides a rigid chopper to the shop, but has no license, and then got caught like 3 times. And he's like, yeah, I just can't.
I just can't do this anymore. Yeah, I can't live this.
He's like, I'll be back in like September or October when I get my license back. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, it's cool. It's cool. Like, he gets a pass.
Yeah, no, that's a cool story. Yeah, so I guess our next chapter of that was me and Danny started the band, but so
I didn't realize that you and Danny had started the band.
me and Danny started the band together.
Yeah.
So because I said we grew up.
So you guys were in a beef over a chick, and then it was like, all right, let's turn a beef into a band.
Yeah, how does an emo pop punk band start? That's how it
Over a
goes.
chick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she broke my heart too, dude.
What?
You know what I mean?
It's so lame and perfect.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
Sorry, dude.
If that started that we're talking when we're 13, 15. You know what I mean? So get even the past.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
a fucking 25-year-old like we're
know,
adults.
I
Like
know.
so yeah. So we did that, and then honestly so we obviously grew up and we were friends with all these dudes like the Ryan Packers, who I know everybody knows who Ryan is, and Ed Whitmarsh, and all these dudes. So
I
like
don't think anyone. My general listeners know Packer because he's been on a bunch of times, but Ed Whitmarsh, you probably got to do a little explaining about Ed.
he just looks like he's just a big dude, like
back of the neck.
yeah, it looks like
Shout out
kind of Shrekky,
Brockton hardcore.
kind of Shrekky. Like he was a dangerous dude growing up.
He's a dangerous dude.
Back when we were kids, man. Dude, this dude was like a fucking giant.
Yeah, yeah.
And he just like he was always bald. I think he grew. I don't think he ever had hair. I really don't think he had hair. But so I grew up with his sister. I knew Debbie. But yeah,
check out Back of the Neck.
Back of the Neck, yeah. Shout out at Whitmarsh, I love him. But yeah, so like we grew up with all these dudes. So like we always had love from the South Shore hardcore kids. Like so when we started playing, people were like, "Oh, you fucking band sucks. You a bunch of pussies, whatever." Da da da. But they had love for us as people. So we always had.
You're a good kid, but your band sucks.
If I could give you, if I could have made $1 for everybody that said that,
Yeah.
I would be motherfucking a millionaire, dude. Not gonna lie, like you're a cool band, just not my thing, but you're yeah. So like we did that, and basically once Poopa passed away, which I started the whole thing with, dudes like Colin Campbell from Colin of Arabia, he came to one of our shows and we played at the Hanover YMCA, and I remember him being like, oh, like come hang. And I went to they did a benefit show for Poopa, and it was anybody from Junction 18, who was a band that we looked up to. It was Back of the Neck, all these different bands, whatever. But Rock Vegas Records, which was a South Shore hardcore label.
They had it locked down.
They had it locked down for Roman's era. And they were like, yo, we want to put out your, like, Colin was like, we want to put out your record. And we're like, yo, we got a record deal. And like, it wasn't a record deal to what people think it was a record deal, but it was a handshake of just like, we're going to pay for your record and we're going to give you CDs to sell. And we sold 3,000 records in like 3 months.
Yeah, man, that's good.
And that was a lot. And because me and my homies, we're going out and peddling fucking CDs. Like my dude, like me and Mikey, shout out to my whole band, Nevada, Jackie, Mikey, Marky, still love them. We're still doing shit. We just sold out a show at the fucking Widowmaker in Braintree on the 12th. Like we still get together. We played, I want to do another acoustic show.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we were the first show at your place, right? Essentially.
You were literally, since me and Packer took over the Dipper, you were the first. Yeah, you were the first show we had.
And we had fucking Vane hip hop. We had Mr. Miyagi acoustic. Like, yo, but that's how we do it. Vane was rapping. Like, yo, we had what other dude is gonna come in and be like, I'm gonna play some emo songs, and then my homie's gonna talk about gangbanging and rapping.
We're gonna do acoustic emo songs and then also have a gangster rapper.
Yeah,
Shout out to Vane.
Yeah, shout out to Vane. Yo, they just moved back to Texas. They just got there. Saw the whole new house. Shout out to Julie. Shout out to Vane. Shout out to Anna Lee, his daughter, 7 years old. She came up with I had them fly out, Grimy Kids. Shit, we're getting off topic again, but I had them come through. Anna Lee came up with the ski mask. She's 7 years old. Was on stage with me. I'm like, yo, she's a fucking queen. But yeah, so we so the Brockton era, getting signed to Rock Vegas was such an experience. And at the time, I didn't really get it. I thought it was normal, but we were the only pop punk band fucking playing with Ramallah. Our first show was I think it was Ramallah Death Threat at Brockton. And all my friends from my all my jock basketball friends were getting beat up, like literally beat up. I'm like, yo, everybody stop, yo. I'm like, yo, those are my fucking dogs from fucking high school. Like, yo, please, like get give
them a pass.
Yeah, and then everybody's cool. Then they all started shaking hands and we laughed it out. Some people got lumped up pretty good, but at the end of the day, that's the thing about that's the thing I loved about Brockton. Everybody kind of
You got lumped up, but
shook
could
hands.
laugh
But
it
then
out,
it was like, yo, all right, you Maddie's boy? We're Maddie's boy too. All right, cool. Well,
all good, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, but not sorry about that. But let's go get a beer. Whatever. Yeah. So yeah, we grew up in that era, and that really changed our lives. Colin brought us on one of our first tours.
When Pop Punk was hard.
Yeah. When Pop Punk was hardcore, kid. South Shore, just south of Boston. But yeah, so like I remember like Colin brought us on one of our first East Coast tours. We went from Boston to Florida. We did a couple little things, just like playing in front of 20 kids at like, bookshops and VFW halls or whatever. But then Colin brought us on a tour with Ambitions and Crime and Stereo. I love Crime and Stereo. And that's when it started. We were playing in front of kids, 100 kids maybe, whatever, but we got it. Colin was like, this is how you get your fucking guarantee. You know how he is theatrical and like whatever. And then from then on, it went from, touring with the Wonder Years, all these big pop punk bands, and it just happened. We got signed because we could.
How did you go from touring with like Colin of Arabia to like other pop punk bands?
Well, so we were obviously playing with other pop punk bands. That was happening, but our first tour was that. But then we just obviously we had our friends and we're like, let's start booking our own tours. We started booking our own tours. And then our first booking agent was Ramona. Shout out to Ramona from Detroit. She was booking Death Without Honor, like Trapped Under Ice, like all these bands like in that era, and she gave us a chance because I think it was either Brian or Frankie, whatever one, had called her and like, yo, there's this band from around here, you really gotta fucking, and we were like, we were kind of booming then. Like it was going. The engine was on. We just didn't have anybody to help us. And then it just started doing our own headline tours and whatever. And that's when the game changed. I mean, long story, the longest story ever short. We ended up being around and touring so much with 4 Year Strong, Set Your Goals, and the Wonder Years bigger pop punk bands. That agent, Dave Shapiro, was like, I'm just going to take a shot on you. Like, you're on all my tours anyways. Yeah. Because the band's always like, they're like, oh, we have another idea. Like, no. Lost Words is on it. That they were like, I remember Dave being like, you were just on all my tours. I was just like, I'm going to fucking sign this band.
Might as well.
If they're and he did give us I remember when he first booked us, we got on Warped Tour, which was a dream of mine. Kevin Lyman is my mentor. You know what I mean? He really put me on. So like that whole chapter happened. We started touring internationally, went to Japan for the first time. This is when we were unsigned. Got a shot, went to the UK unsigned.
So how did you get to Japan? Were you selling records there or something? Or I think your first tour outside of the States is in Japan.
Yeah, so this is MySpace era.
Okay.
So this is when everybody had their fucking top eights. And we were in every fucking title fight, fucking fireworks. This time next year, 4 Year Strong, Set Your Goals, The Wonder Years, Man Overboard, a million bands. We were in everybody's
so many bands that I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see me glossing over.
I love
I'm interested. I'm interested because you're my boy.
Yeah.
I just don't know any of this shit.
I love it. I can always see you go like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Patty.
Yeah. But I'm sure it's like big shit. I just don't know it.
Yeah. So that was back in the day when MySpace happened. So I think that people, and I love that era because it was so supportive.
Yeah.
Here's my 8 best friend bands.
Yeah, but that was the cool thing about MySpace is you had that little player. That's how we got signed. And you could put was it top 10 or 8?
At first it started top 8, but then you could do the codes and you could have top 60. You could.
Okay, all right.
But yeah,
I remember that.
And the player of music.
That's what I'm saying. You could put the player on there.
Honestly, truth, for real. MySpace is how we got signed. MySpace is because we had so much love from people that people kept hearing about our name because of being on people's top 8. People would DM us, be like, yo, I heard you because of 4 Year Strong. I heard you because
So other bands were putting you on.
100%. We got put on from our friends.
Yeah.
We weren't the best band in the world. We had some really fucking dope songs, but we were a band's band. We were real motherfucking dudes. We showed love. If you came in our town, we were coming up. We were all of us are coming out to support you. You were staying at our house. We were going to buy you beers.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? That's how it fucking happened. And I missed that I feel like it's so lost. The VFW halls and all these things, people did it all them fucking selves. These young kids don't work hard enough. All your youngers, I'm gonna tell you right now, fucking work harder. They want things to be handed out to them.
And I think how we got on this is you were gonna talk about how, if you remember early on, you were talking about Mike D.
Yeah, Mike D.
You didn't even get to that story yet.
Yeah.
But how did that
So I kept going and giving Mike D back when he burnt CDs. I'm like, yo, every time I'd be like, yo, Mike, this is the new demo. Because I go into the show, he knows who I was. Me and my friends, sometimes we'd fight in the parking lot outside. You know, like sometimes we'd just be there having fun.
Like all the pop punk bands,
we-
dude. They get drunk and get
Well, I wasn't always with the pop punk kids.
I know. I'm
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? I've always, you know, I've got my scraps, but I'm also like, I'm a good dude that chilled there. So, but Mike D would always see me at shows, no matter if it was a hardcore show or a pop punk show. Mike D's like, this dude never he's just fucking here.
Yeah.
You know, and then like, you know, it started being like, give him demos. And eventually he's like, dude, you really just don't stop. Like, all right. He literally just said it. I remember just being like, all right, this date, Darkbuster, like, we'll see what you got. And I was like, cool. And I remember like I told everybody, I think I pulled up like 60 South Shore dudes. I had like Whitmarsh, Colin. I had everybody. I'm like, I came full force South Shore. I'm like, because some people just like, we fuck with Darkbuster. Like, I mean, like people are like, yo, we're going to come support, but also we fuck with Darkbuster. Like, that's a cool show. But I pulled up and people went fucking off for us. I had homies coming. I'm like, if you don't fucking hit dudes and stage dive for our band and swing off the fucking pole that was in the middle of the stage, I'm like, so Mike D was like, you people pulled up tonight. You know what I mean? He's like, we'll do more shows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he put us on bigger shows, like big pop punk shows that we actually belonged on. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, man, it just like dudes like him, dudes like Colin, you know, we were getting on all these fucking shows. Scott Lee, you know, we were playing the Palladium all the time, open up for these bands. And that's how it just, I mean, like I said, we still, you know, we sold out 250 tickets at this bar. You know, we did Brockton VFW, you know, a couple years ago. I think you guys was to play, but that's when COVID was fucking smoking hot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Truth, you're gonna play with the Lost Words, bro.
Yeah.
You almost played with the Lost Words. We're gonna do that.
It would have been the reverse. We would have been the weird band, like people like.
Well, we had Risk. No, Risk was on that show too.
Oh, was it?
I had Risk. It was gonna be you guys, DBD, Risk. No, you would have been the weird fucking band. Okay. We would have been the weird band on the fucking show, and it was our headliner.
And it was your show, yeah,
bro. But that was like that's the thing. That show.
I forgot about that. It's so crazy.
We have a really shitty shirt that my bass player Mikey. I hate his merch designs. I love him, and I know you'll laugh when I say this, but your shirt designs are fucking trash to me. No offense, and I know you hate my shirts that I make too. But I'll give you one because they didn't sell. Actually, some of his shirts have sold, so I don't want to. He actually does. He has some cool designs sometimes. But we have one with all the bands in the back.
Oh, really?
It's fucking, you know, we have bro, there's every genre. It was 2 days.
Yeah.
So the first day I catered to one thing, you know, and the second day I catered to another thing. You know, the hardcore chapter of my life and like the pop punk.
Yeah.
You know, everything. I had R&B band on it. I had.
Did Shy play? Was Shy going to play?
If they fucking, bro, I couldn't afford those fools to play rock. That'd have been funny.
You probably could now.
I'll get the fourth member that was doing the background. He's only $500 to get. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I had grimy kids on it. You know what I mean? I had, and I was talking to these girls, Shallow Pools. I manage a band, super dope, and I fucking hate even putting titles. That's the one thing I hate about this generation. Everybody's like, you know, in the music industry, you have to put titles on things. Oh, they represent this. They're just my friends. They're great females. Like, you know, fucking Shallow Pools, shout out. But I had fucking, you know, a gay fucking all-girl band and 3 Latino homies from San Antonio. 2 of them never left the state before, talking about gangbanging on the same show. And I love that they both watch each other and they were like, yo, that was cool. Like, that's cool. Like, you know, because it was just like.
I like mixed
100%.
Mixed shows. We talk about that. Like, back in the day, there'd be like a punk band, a hardcore band, a metal band. Like,
a ska band.
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, when the ska band came on. Unless you were from like fucking San Francisco and then everyone fucking.
But the thing is, though, that's what, isn't it cool? It's just like, yo, people like, I don't know.
I'm not, and I'm just kidding, but literally ska's cool for like 2 songs, and you're like, okay, all right, we got it. Yo, the hardest tour we ever went on was with Streetlight Manifesto. The dudes from Catch 22, bro. Those snobby horn kids were like low key heckling on us, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna fucking whoop your ass when we get outside. Yeah.
I'm like, I've played with the heaviest bands,
and you're in like dumb old man shoes. You ain't gonna run.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm like, I've played with the heaviest bands, and no one's ever. I was on tour with fucking First Blood, playing fucking a Motown cover record, and no one gave me shit.
Yeah.
And you guys are gonna be the ones that make fun of me?
Fuck you.
No,
man.
fuck that. Like that. Like I remember, like our band was like, we were laughing, we're like, these fucking snobby, these snobby college frat kids are like what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah.
Sorry, that's my ska impression.
It sounds like a fucking R&B song. It sounds like the bed knocking.
Sped up. It's a Shy song. Sped up on 78 instead of 40 instead of 45.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so I
Or
mean,
33, 45 instead of 33.
yeah, I mean, like, but yeah, so I mean, I love this because like I'm getting a little buzzed.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tito's. Yo, shout out to Tito's,
Bro,
our future sponsor.
look, I know I'm only, when there's 6 degrees of separation, like
Yeah,
the
Kevin Bacon.
game, I'm
Hey, Jinx.
I'm 2 degrees from Tito. But it's like a hard 2 degrees. I'm trying to fucking get in. But
Yo, shout out Tito's.
But the thing is with Tito, like he's like literally like a good dude. That's like a very humble, quiet dude. I've been trying to get him on the podcast so hard.
Yeah, Tito, we need you, dog.
He doesn't do interviews or anything. But like I'm only 2 degrees from Tito. I'm just trying to get in.
Yo, don't
there.
make us hit up Kevin Bacon.
No, fuck
Because
Kevin Bacon.
we need Kevin Bacon to get the because we're gonna be like, yo, everybody's trying to get to Kevin Bacon. We're trying to get to you, Tito. And
I'm trying to get to Tito. I'm only 2 degrees from Tito, and it's a hard 2 degrees. It's like it's some shit like 6 degrees being from some motherfuckers is way easier than being 2 degrees from Tito. He's an anomaly. He's just like a cool, humble motherfucker. He doesn't care about anything.
But that's cool.
Which is even cooler.
I hope someday you get him on the podcast.
I'm
Like,
trying, dude. I'm trying.
yeah, I mean, so like I don't know where we're going now, but yeah, A Lost Words is the best chapter of my life. I love my guys. I love what we did. I'm blessed to come in. The management thing came from Lost Words. Everything in my life came from Lost Words. But also that's why, like, I mean, that's why, during the pandemic, that's why we started the world. I missed that energy on stage. Like playing with Lost Words was the best times of my life. And I missed that.
I was just looking at this big wet spot. It's literally, I forgot there was ice here. That's what was melting. That's why I was like, yeah, put that ice.
I'm gonna
on.
take more ice.
Yeah, take
just
more
because we don't need melting ice all over your.
No, I
all over your concrete floor at your shop. We don't want to dirty this concrete floor that has grease all over it.
Yeah. Let's not dirty the concrete floor here at the shop.
So what do we got next? And you gotta
you
leave this.
started to talk about the world, like out of the ashes of a lost for world, a lost for world. A Lost for World is my pop punk band that I'm gonna start. Me and Packer are gonna start.
I fucking hope so.
And we're just gonna do like really like Weird Al covers of like A Lost for Words.
Yo, Weird Al, shout out Weird Al.
Yeah, shout out to Weird Al. Fuck all these people that are trying to shout out Pee Wee Herman. If you don't recall, in 2006, that motherfucker was arrested with child porn. So
Yeah,
fuck him, dude.
Yeah, like honestly, like the worst people in life are pedos.
Yeah, only good pedo is a dead pedo. Mm-hmm. And forgive me if I'm talking out of context.
Nah,
He
fuck
was set up,
fuck Pee Wee Herman.
But if he was caught with child porn, fuck him, dude. Like, why are you fucking so?
Yep.
Whatever.
Yo, hey, as a pop punk dude, I'm backing you fully on this message, man. Like
Me and A Lost for Words, fuck. The new fuck Pee Wee Herman A Lost for Words t-shirt is gonna be coming out.
Yo,
Big Truth Podcast A Lost for Words.
Yo,
combo mashup shirt.
Yo, damn straight. I mean, so where do we want to go from here? I mean, we're here. We're
You
buzzing.
started talking about the world. So during the pandemic and the shutdown, you missed being on tour.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you were saying, and then you were getting into A Lost for from A Lost for Words into the world. Sorry, we're both mixing fucking
and
Tito's and
I decided to get the glacier that brought down the Titanic is in my cup. Like it's just
Tito's and Gatorade, aka the Even Steven.
Yep. Also shout out Even Steven.
Even Steven, man. We won't have hangovers tomorrow.
That's true. We got the equation. But yeah, so the world started with me and Mr. Miyagi, aka Nick Molino. But a good friend of mine that I knew from shows back in the day. One of the an amazing songwriter. Basically, like we played Call of Duty all the time during COVID. There's nothing else to do, so we just fucking play Call of Duty. And I remember him asking me, he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna fucking record a song today. Should I do it?"
So here's the best thing. For Christmas, Packer got me Call of Duty and a set of headphones. And we were supposed to play Call of Duty.
And you never played?
We're never on the same time. We don't get to play. But imagine me and Packer shit talking a bunch of fucking retards on fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean,
we'd be like kicked off in like literally like 7 minutes. It'd be like foul shit. Set.
Yeah, I gotta start playing again. Obviously, I haven't brought. So I go back and forth from Nashville, where I live now, to Boston. But I have my PlayStation like set up. I played one game and I never played again.
Yeah,
it's just there. I'm just like, I'm depressed. I just want to take a nap.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to play video games right now. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's so the world. Go back to the world. Yeah, so we started over COVID. You know, me and Miyagi started it, and then I hit up my boy G, who does like samples and you know all that shit. Free G, by the way. But so basically, I was like, yo, we want to do this like hip hop punk band, like with a rapper. Like I said that, he's like, I'm in. Like I don't know what you're talking about. And then you know, because basically like. We got Vane to do it. He was supposed to be I'm just gonna dump this on the floor if that's okay right now. Yeah. But basically like
that's not the worst thing that's been on the floor of this shop.
Vane was actually just kind of my homie from San Antonio, and him and G had did a track together, and it was just so dope. Me and G at the same time were like, let's put this on the record. Like, let's put this like this is like the thing that's missing. And the way that we did it, we had Ryan from Cruel Hand playing drums, you know. We didn't really have a guitar player at the time. We ended up getting Tyler from Black My Heart to play with us. But me, Nick really did it. Sent to G did all the samples and stuff in between. You know, Ryan was the drummer, all that. But Vane brought a new element to the group, and the whole thing was like Wu-Tang style. We had guest vocals on each song. Like we were just like a mixtape. And yeah, man, it was awesome. And we just, it's been fun, and it's been a cool thing to do. We just dropped our second record last week. You know, and it's really cool. Like we even took it above and beyond. Now Vane is in the band on songs. We have 2 rap tracks. We have an all Latino Spanish rap track with Freddie Madball, our boy Armando from Une Uno from Mexico City, and Vane. And who in Massachusetts has ever had an all Spanish rap track? I mean, it's a Spanish hardcore track.
You in Massachusetts, that's it.
Yeah, and I don't even sing on it because I can't speak Spanish. You know what I mean? Like, but I think the thing about the world, and we're just like having fun with it, but I want more guest vocals that are bilingual. And I want to have someone from Japan. I want to have someone, you know, from just different countries. Like we're just having fun with it. You know what I mean? And we're blessed to go on tour again. Like we did a little run with Madball. And we're blessed to go it again with Death Without a Song and Madball, which is like, what? To me, like, I'm just like, as a young kid, I'm like, would I ever think that a pop punk Maddie would go on tour with Madball and DBD, and we are. And
but the world's a little different than
100%. But I'm saying like me as a person,
okay.
I'm like, as my love for hardcore and that, I'm just like, yo, I'm so blessed that I'm kind of living like a whole second chapter of my life. And, you know, we're just cool to have these opportunities.
What's like the crux behind the world? Like, what makes, obviously besides the sound and everything, like how do you approach it versus like how you approach like a Lost for Words as like the vocalist and writer and stuff like?
Yeah, I mean, like, so the way I look at it, and I think we kind of touched about this when we were at the cookout, is that I've always had like, I'm fucking crazy. I don't know if I might have multiple personalities in my head, but not like in a bad way, but like just, I love so much shit. Why can't I do certain things and play into it instead of being like, oh, I'm just Maddie from Lost Words. I've always loved hardcore. I've always wanted to it, but I've only been in 2 bands. Lost Words in the world. That's it. There's no other, like, you know what I mean? So this was always something I wanted to do, but I just didn't do it. Do you get what I'm saying? And like, so.
Till Color Me Bad needs a replacement, and then you step in.
Fucking right there.
Yeah, I know.
Until Shy wants to get back together and have the white boy, the white boy like that, that, yo, I got some soul too. Like, yo, we used to fucking cover your shit at shows back in, like, I got video, Shy. If you want to try out, if you want an audition tape.
They know you from when you were a kid.
Well, yeah.
They were giving you tapes.
The one dude knows me, but I'm saying the rest of the dudes, and he, dude, because I haven't seen him probably since I was in 3rd or 4th grade. Like how funny, like this dude probably doesn't even know that that changed my life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just funny, but yeah, man. So the world is great, man. I mean, I'm you know, we've done some cool shows. It's fun. I get to play with my friends. We have a bunch of fill-ins because you never know who can't make it because of kids getting locked up or whatever, all this shit.
So it's one thing to do a punk or hardcore band when you're like 18 to like 25. It's another thing to do it when you're in your like 30s or 40s.
I'm 39. I'm about to be 40. Yeah.
It's just a whole different world, right?
This is for
a
me.
different world of responsibility.
This is for me. This is for us. Like you know, like I live in Nashville. I have to fly out sometimes for a cool show or you know, whatever, and we have to have fill-ins because people have adult. Hey, my kid's got a fucking birthday. Like I can't come.
Do it. Yeah.
So we have all these dudes like that, you know, help us, that fill in for us and stuff. So yeah, man, that was just it's just cool. So shout out the world, all my dudes.
What's like some of the musical influences? Like, you know what I mean? Like what? Where you going with it? I know it's got a hip hop element.
Yeah, so we definitely like take it like obviously like just the whole structure of Wu-Tang. Like we're not a hip hop group, but I love the whole. We're multicultural. There's dudes in our group that speak multi languages, and I think that's like a cool part of us. But our influences, obviously, I always love Blood for Blood. Me personally, I think there's a couple little elements of that. A band called Cold World, when they came out, they kind of had like the hip hop cool like imagery stuff like that. Like, I seen that,
Yeah.
But yeah, like.
Everyone from Boston has a Blood for Blood tattoo. It doesn't.
We're over here, you guys don't see it. We're like, hey,
Yeah, where is it?
Boom,
We're
here's mine. He's got a flag up. Like, we're just, I mean, like that band, like, it's a lot of crazy things.
You don't even know, like, their last European tour, I was out with them. It was so good.
See, I didn't know that. That's sick.
So good. So good.
That's sick. I mean, like, so like for me, it's just, I'm just living. I feel like I'm trying to do everything in my life. Like I'm a weird dude and whatever. Like, as far as like, there's so many different things that I want to do in this life. Cause I feel like people sometimes just stick to one thing and they don't fulfill what life is about is just living. You know what I'm saying? And like, for me, I lost words and doing the world and, now like, doing this whole book thing that I told you about, whatever. Like, I just want to leave a staple. When I die, I want people to be like, there's something to be traced behind. I don't know if I'll ever have kids. It's not like, a personal quest, but, my nieces and nephews and stuff, there's going to be a piece of me that moves on. And like, I hope they're like, oh, that was my Uncle Matty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, like for me, it's just like leaving art in the world is great. And whether fucking, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's my thing. I'm just trying to do everything from, just to like fulfill, what's inside me.
Yeah. Now, before we get to the book, let's talk about jail in Japan.
Okay.
Let's come back. We're about that time.
Hey guys, okay. Are we an hour and a half in now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
almost.
We're gonna since you're still listening, we're gonna give you the bonus.
Yeah. How the fuck how do you go to jail in Japan?
I mean, let's talk the backstory. Just like I've been to Japan a bunch of times.
Is this a loss for words?
This is when I was with Paris.
Okay.
And I went out there early to go see some homies and shit, and within the first 10 hours, I was at a nightclub. I can't say all these different things because of whatever, but like I was at a certain place.
You're at a club. Yeah.
I was at a club that we used to go to all the time and kick it. And
is it Tokyo or?
This is Roppongi. Yeah. I was out there and so I was out there hanging out, having a good time, blah, blah, blah. And then I left this place. I was going to go back to the hotel. Me and a couple of friends were going to go back to my hotel and just party there. And me and my homie saw something that we didn't like. A guy was hitting a girl, whatever. Got into a little altercation. We were running. And Roppongi is a place where there's cameras everywhere and stuff. So it's a little different.
All of Japan is where there's cameras.
Yeah. So it's a little different than Boston when you just go get in a little fight and you run, you get in your car and you go home. You wake up having anxiety the next day. No one calls you. You move on with life.
Yeah, you give it 24 hours and then you're in the clear.
You're in the clear. So basically, we were running to my hotel, which is maybe a couple blocks away. And me and one of my friends, I won't say his name or whatever, and we, 6 very peaceful, look like Japanese cops are coming towards us and we're running. So we kind of stop and start walking, and it's early in the morning, you know what I mean? And they stopped. My friend ran, but they stopped us. My friend darted, which I should have did too. I kind of was like, oh, I'll just talk to these people, whatever, like we're good. I might have had a little bit of something in my pocket. And
may have.
Yeah, a little bit of this. It could have been weed, could have been something else, whatever. But to me, it was normal.
Could have been smoke or something that rhymes with smoke.
Yeah. Or your favorite soda if you don't like Pepsi. But yeah, something in that field. But like, I remember being like, for me, it's like, I don't know. It was just, I guess I wasn't being the smartest me. Yeah. And I should have just, whatever. They found that. And then the next thing I have handcuffs on me and I'm on my way to.
There's no tolerance in Japan.
No. There's no tolerance. Whether you had weed on you or, the opposite of Pepsi, like it's the same.
Opposite of slow.
Yeah. Yeah. But like the thing is like, it just happens so fast. You know what I'm saying? And like, it is what it is. But, you know, and I went there, it was like, oh, this is really happening. I'm like, this is like, I'm in, like, it was very crazy. Like the whole experience, like, you know, I remember being like cuffed to a fucking, like I was cuffed to a chair, you know, that was like locked on the ground. And then I had like a little seat like this, but I was like cuffed to something that wasn't movable. It might've been a radiator or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but I remember being like, oh, like they left and it was like no clock in there, nothing. Yeah. And I was kind of getting hungover now. And I just remember being like, wow, like, and then eventually someone comes in and I'm so tired and drained. And I'm like, I don't even give a fuck. Just fucking let me go to sleep or something. Like, and someone comes in, he starts like questioning me. Like, I'm like, I did like
in English?
No, in Japanese. I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't speak.
Like, what? Yeah.
So eventually someone comes in and like, I'm like, I need a fucking lawyer. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck I ain't saying shit. What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, yeah.
And
you don't understand me. I don't understand.
Time goes by. I'm getting tired. I'm like, fucking not enough. No food, no nothing. Like a little bit of water once in a while. Gotta pee. They'll bring me up, you know, whatever. And then they tell me I have to go to the hospital to do a drug test and all. It's just like fucking. I'm just
but they're also like, the more time they waste, the more is getting processed out of your system. You're like, all right, you're like, I just wait. Yeah, more water, please.
Yeah, more water. Yeah. Go to the bathroom again. Yeah, but yeah. So basically, like, long story short, then the translator came and
not
whatever.
trying to give Japanese cops a fucking heads up on shit.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I'm not telling you how to do your job. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So I mean, long story short is I ended up doing 3 months over there.
For what? Because
possession. Yeah. And they try to get me like, they try to say like, they're like, cause they were trying to get me on like, cause I was only there for 10 hours. They're trying to get me on like, did you bring it from America? I'm like, you know, and cause they had to have a translator, but some guy would yell at me, you know, and then it'd be like a nice, sweet lady. He's asking you. And I'm like, fucking give me the emotion that he did. Cause I'm a little pissed off. What is he fucking yelling at me? What is this guy saying to me? Like, you know, and she'd be like, oh, he asked, you know, like very sweet. I'm like, come on, sweet lady. I want to like know, like, tell me the way he's saying it so I know how serious is this fucking.
Give me the verbatim translation, not your.
Yeah, like you're sweet, like you're like my grandmother. I want to hug you because her eyes are watering because she knows this isn't like a good situation for me or whatever. But you know, whatever, and so I ended up like, you know, so when you go in there, like they were like, yo, like. It was crazy, but basically I kept my mouth shut, kept going to things and just kind of, you know, do my thing. And I had to go, I did 44 days in jail and then I did 44 days in solitary confinement in prison over there.
Why solitary?
Well, because I wasn't a convicted felon yet. I was waiting trial. So they can't put me in Gen Pop because I'm a non-Japanese, like I'm not convicted. So, cause I can't get bailed out.
So that must be the worst. Solitary.
There's a story. I forget the dude's name. The guy that worked for the car company from Armenia or like whatever. There's a fucking story. He was one of the only people to ever get bailed out. And the special forces from the country that he was in came and rescued him, put him in a fucking guitar box. I'll find this to send it to you. And they actually put him on a private plane and got him away.
He's Japan?
Yeah. They don't let people cut out. Like they don't let you get bailed out. And he paid like millions of dollars to get out. And he snuck out of the country.
Never to return to Japan again. Just like you can't go back either.
Yeah. But yeah, so like long story short, you know, like there's lots of stories. Obviously, I'm writing a book about it, so I don't give all the details away. But it was crazy, man. It was like it changed things in my life. It made me have to deal with certain demons.
So 44 or 45 days?
44 days in jail, 44 days in solitary confinement, which you can, you know.
As ADD, dude, you must have went fucking ape shit. Bananas, dude.
I can't even describe. So like right now, it's like.
Don't even gloss over that. Let's talk about that.
I paced in circles for hours and hours a day. Like.
So did you get out at all? Like, did they give you like an hour outside or anything?
Nah, none of that.
Like out here, they give you like an hour.
None of that. And that's like the weird thing is so like. When I was in jail, you know, at first, like I was 2 weeks alone in the cell at the beginning, you know, and then like, you know, I have other stories that like, I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus more on the mental stuff of it than the street stuff of it. Cause like, that's a whole different thing. I think I'd like to go more into the mental side of things and just like to tell all the stories, you know what I'm saying? Like more mentally, I'd rather talk about the mental part of it, but it was lonely. It was very, very lonely because the first 2 weeks I was by myself, but then once they realized I was like, you know, not a threat, they put me in with 3 other dudes, and it was rotating. It's jail. People are coming and going, you know, and I have to stay because I'm waiting my trial. But some people like get arrested, boom, they're out the next day. You know how it is. It's just whatever. It's jail, not prison. People get that very like, you know, people that don't know.
Yeah.
They think jail and prison are the same thing. No, jail is like, you could be in there for a day. You could be in there for fucking 30. Like there's all different circumstances. Prison's prison. Like that's a whole different.
Everyone's there for a certain
reason.
Yeah, yeah.
And then for a reason, like either you're waiting trial and you can't get bailed out.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Jail is you're in there for, like you said, or you're in there just because you're drunk and you're gonna dry out the next day.
Or you like you get bailed out, or you gotta wait for the money, like whatever. But so,
what was their language barrier with you and the other?
Man, so I'll tell you, like, some people was like, "Oh, did you learn Japanese?" No, because no one really spoke English. I had a prison guard that like spoke a little bit English, and like you can tell he kind of fell for me, and he spoke pretty good at English, and I think it was cool for him to try to talk to me and practice.
Yeah.
And he kind of he's really cool. He's a really nice guy. And like, even like when, you know, he, you know, like would let me give letters to my, you know, that like I shouldn't have to my lawyer, just like to give to my parents. Cause you can only write 1 letter, you know, a week when you're in there. But I was like, cause they caught him and he gave him back to me. He said, "Mom, maybe give to lawyer." Like kind of just like, I don't know what these are. Like keep those in your thing. You can't send all these. But he said, "Maybe give to lawyer." And I was like, cool. Yeah. And I did. I gave them all to my lawyer, you know, 50 letters. Cause I was in there writing. I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up, dude?" Fucking, cause that's what kept my brain straight, was just trying to talk to my outside world. Oh shit. How's fucking this guy? Oh, hey, what's up, man? Like, yo, I'm in this little thing, you know, whatever, you know, hope you're doing well. How's the kids? You know, like that just gave, and like, who's going right next? Boom, right, that person. And that's what kept me going. But then when I was like, in jail, when I was with other people, I felt like their spirit, like, it's hard to explain. And I hope I don't sound like it's hard to explain. But I think anybody,
because it's one thing being.
We started talking with our hands and gestures and little words. Like there was
being in jail.
We were communicating.
But in Japan, where English isn't really.
Yeah, dude. Prominent. Like only one of these homies. Like he was a fucking, you know, a real one out there. You know what I mean? He was cool. He was like my age. Like he spoke a little bit of English. He was the best cellie that I had. Like when I was in jail, because like we were together, and only like, you know, one guy kind of pushed on me for a second. That was only like whatever, a couple things. But he was like, I don't know what he said, but that fool looked. He made this junkie dude fucking look in the corner of the shit. Like, cause all I know, he was very firm, because that dude was trying to pull up my AC and push my because I was there first and I had the AC blasting on me. Yeah. And like people think this is the little things, man. I was there first and this was my spot. Sorry, homie, you're over there. But he kept trying to push to get the AC. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, dude. Like, I was here before you. I'm going to be here after you. Yeah. So like, but that homie, you know, and like, I respect him. Like, he had my back, because we would just like joke about, he's like, "Oh, baseball? You like baseball?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, we just talk about little things, little words that he had. And you had to take 3 books a day, and we would show each other like our pictures. Like, you know, just having someone there felt good. Like when you eat food, "Oh, I don't," like, you'd be like, "I don't like, you want?" "Oh yeah, I'll eat you," fucking, you know, like that weird thing.
Squid or whatever the fuck it was.
Whatever. Yeah. But yeah, and like, I'd be like, "You want this?" "Oh," we trade. Like, just like things that just like make you feel like a human.
Yeah.
I like we'd shares every day. Like our little cell, we'd have like dinner, like we were fucking having like a gourmet, like we'd treat it every night. We, you know, because when jail, everybody's going to.
What was Japanese prison food like? Because
it was awesome. Japanese prison food, not jail food. Jail food was trash.
Yeah.
Japanese prison food, I was getting big fishes. I was getting big ramen bowls. Shout out Japanese prison food. All the inmates in there are really cooking well.
What's the jail food like, though?
Bro. Like lukewarm fish. Like, yo, so like, obviously, like my friends, shout out all my friends that helped me when I was there. But my, like, you know, like my books were always filled no matter where I went, like, you know, when I was in there, whatever. But I just bought chicken nuggets for lunch every day. Every day, because.
Oh, they had chicken nuggets.
Yeah, man. And like, and I'm more cultured than chicken nuggets. I'm not a chicken nugget motherfucker. No, but the food was so bad in there.
Yeah.
Bro, I was just like, give me chicken nuggets every day. Like, I like, take all my money and just give me fucking chicken nuggets, please.
Yeah.
And I would dip it in teriyaki. Fucking soy sauce. And then I'd break it up and put it in my rice. And that was my, and it, you know, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, it was worse because if I ate what they've given for free, whatever. It was like, yeah, but prison food was awesome. Seriously, it was like, it made me happy. And like the food and snacks I had there made me happy. Like, and like also I had visitors because I'm like Japanese hardcore had my back. Shout out Japanese hardcore. Bones and fucking who had my back hard. Mizuki, Ice Grills, fucking Loyal to the Grave, Tame, like all these different dudes, nerds, all these different dudes. But like I had people visiting me all the time, checking in on me, giving me books, at first and whatever. Like,
were there English books? Books in English?
So this is funny. This is actually funny. So I read Catching the Rye for the first time, and the funny thing about that was I'm like, they used to make us write book reports on that shit. Remember that back? We all had to read Catching the Rye. I didn't fucking read that shit. We have ADD. I read the back of the thing and was like, all right, this is what the book's about. Asked a couple friends, hey, what, and wrote the fucking. But when I was in there, I read Catching the Rye for the first time. Don't remember what it was like because it's been so long. But I remember being like, after just laughing, being like, I finally read since third grade. They've been trying to push on me this book, and I finally read it. But there was also Disney books, like the little. And I love Disney. I don't know if you know about this. Like, I got a Mickey Mouse tattoo, Sword in the Stone sleeve. Like, I'm a huge Disney fan.
I mean, Disney, pop punk, it all goes together. It's cool. I get it.
I would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, they had like a Jungle Book one, a Peter Pan one. Like, and I'm talking about like the third grade reading books.
Yeah.
Like hardcover, 30 pages.
Like with the gold foil binding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. So like that, I was so it actually like gave me a peace of mind a little bit. I was like, oh, like fucking Disney books are here. Like I can fucking find peace in this.
Yeah.
So I would like, I would grab, I think they only had 3. I think it was like Lion King, it was like Jungle Book and Peter Pan. And I would just, until they gave me books, I was just reading those things over and over again. 30 pages. I could read that shit. Like, I'm not that I'm a good reader, but like, yeah, so that's what I did.
But you were a better reader when you left.
Yeah. And I want to start reading again. That's the thing is life goes so fast out here.
Yeah.
Like, and then when I was sitting there alone, and prison was worse because I was solitary. You know what I'm saying? Like that was difficult because, and you have to sit down Indian style and there's like different rules. This isn't, they're very strict and this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I remember just being very lonely and like, I would basically my journals, which I need to get back. My ex-girlfriend has them still and I still got to get those. That's a big part of my book because it's basically just one, like run and set every day. I just like talk to myself. Oh man, I wonder how this guy's doing. I hope my mom's okay. Like I would just talk to myself, but it would just get me lost. I wasn't there. It was somewhere else. And then, that's when I started writing my book in there and, different things and started writing like little short stories and I was having fun with it. Like it just, bro, you have to keep your mind straight. And then I was in ICE detention center and that was fun.
You were in what?
When I went to like the ICE detention center there, everybody's getting released, cause basically what happened is like, so I overstayed my 30 days. So now they're gonna rearrest me and deport me. So when I was getting out, I'm like, oh, I'm going out. And they're like, no, you're not out yet. I'm like, what's up now? And they're like, well, now you're gonna go to this facility because you've overstayed your passport. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I've only overstayed my passport because you guys have detained me for.
Yeah. So then I'm in ICE detention center for violating my visa.
Yeah.
And overstaying my welcome. So then I did 9 days there, but it was way different. It was, overnight you had to sleep, get locked in at 9 at night, wake up at 6, boom, gates are open, fucking go hang with your friends, have breakfast, fucking someone was cutting hair, showers, you could play soccer out, like it just chessboards, you could get, like it was, now I'm doing things.
Yeah.
And there's different people some people speak English, but no Japanese people anymore. Now it's all just like different, ethnicities. Sure. There's a little bit of fun, stuff when it comes to that, but there's only 9 days. You basically just have to book your flight and whatever, but you could order anything from 7-Eleven. Like they had like sheets and they would come on like Tuesdays and Thursdays and you could just, anything you wanted. I have, had all the spices, all the ramens, like, you know what I mean? Like, so that was, and everybody's going home. Everybody's happy. Everybody's like, so the vibes are just like.
Yeah. No one's trying to cause trouble or stay longer or anything. It was just, This is it. So like, cause I remember like walking in, I haven't like talked to dude. I remember what it was like,
you know, and I just like walked in. I was like, what's up, everybody? I'm like, what's up? My name's Matt. Like, I just walked in because I'm like, I don't know how to fucking act around people. I don't want to be the guy that just walks in and be like, so I was like, what's up? Like, you know, it's like shaking hands with people. And I remember like, people like, yo, like, you know, the couple of the Russian guys were like, oh, good energy. I'm like, yeah, man, like, yo, what's like, cause I'm kind of like scared. Also kind of just like, you know, just, but I'm like, I wanted to shake everybody's hand, like look them in the eye and whatever. And then I'm like, oh, like this, I get it. Everybody's going home. Like there's no, but I was all like, I haven't talked to someone in 40, like I get to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Like I see, like I'm with people. I just was alone for fucking 44 days. My brain's racing and I don't like, I'm excited. You know, I'm like, boom. I like, you know, it was cool. And then I was just, you know, it just that, you know, and then get home and just all of a sudden my mom and stepfather are just waiting for me in the car and like, we love you, kid. You know, like we just go home, fucking have some tacos, go to sleep. And I'm like, holy shit, that wasn't, you know, like my mom's like, you know, give me the big, I love my mom. You know what I mean? She's like, I just worry you were never going to come back. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, like that was real, but I'm back. Like I just flew into Logan, like nothing ever happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I just was back and I'm like, whoa, that was like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. So I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. And I know you wanted to go more into the mental aspects of things. But was there any fucking weird fucking shit like you being an American stuck in this Japanese jail when you got out of solitary and were in with other dudes? Were dudes trying to press up or like was it weird or was there like or were people just like, what the fuck are you doing here?
So let's go to the beginning. Let's go to jail.
Yeah.
Okay, so you shower, like, you shower once a week. Basically every 5 days.
Once a week?
Yeah, you only get to shower once after, you shower once every 5 days.
Okay. Damn.
So, my first shower, Yakuza is there, obviously.
Yeah.
Strong presence.
And you're all tattooed
It's their country.
up. You're
all tattooed. I didn't have this stuff. Might have been looked on a little differently in there. I have my whole back is all done Japanese style. My whole side's done Japanese style. Tattoos in a lot of places mean a lot more than just American culture. Like, I got a bunch of fucking.
I remember when I was in Japan, there was a lot of restaurants and shit that had.
Wouldn't allow you. They probably wouldn't let you in.
They wouldn't let you in. They literally had a picture of like a body sleeve with the red cross through it. Like,
Yep.
no, you're not allowed in here with tattoos.
Yeah.
But this was 2005. Yeah.
And it's getting better, obviously, now. I mean, like, whatever. But yeah, it's very like that. So the only story that was really crazy, well, there's a couple. Yeah. So this story specifically, it kind of shows my personality and I don't give a fuck who you are or whatever. So I was in there and showering and I remember, you know, I'm butt naked showering. My first shower, warm water hit my body.
Yeah.
I'm
Feels
just
good.
like,
Yeah. Like, fuck yeah, dude.
So there's a dude in the fucking, they have baths there, like Japanese baths. It's like warm water and it's kind of like a hot tub. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of just put water over your head and like whatever. My second time I did it, not the first time, because that's their place. They were just fucking hogging that shit. You know? But I remember like they came out, I felt them coming to me like, oh fuck, here we go. This is like, you know, this is my first time because I was in.
This is your first time ever in jail in general?
Yeah. Yep.
So your first time ever detained is in fucking Japan, where you can't really speak to anybody. Yeah, so it's fucking a little weird, right?
Mm-hmm. So they come to me. And like, I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about this. This is a true story. And you know, I'm not lying just because of the story. They come up on me and the guy's like, you know, what organization are you? And I'm like, me? I was like, no, what? You know? And I literally like, I was just like, fuck it. I was like, yo, Mickey Mouse. He looked at me and started cracking up laughing, but not in a way that I felt like I made him laugh. Like he was like, he's like, you crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was just like, what the fuck did this dude just say? And I remember he yelled something, and like I heard people laughing, but it wasn't like it's hard to it wasn't laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? When you have to learn with your senses and everything, you can tell if someone's laughing at you, whether language barrier. Like he was like, and I heard laughing. He's like, okay, you cool, no problem. And then they just went back to the shower places, and I showered, and I go, holy fuck, man.
Yeah, you did the right thing.
Holy fuck, man. Like what else would I have said?
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna do? Be like, buck up to him? That's not me. You know
But
what
it's
I'm saying?
also the dumb thing to do when you're the foreigner.
Oh yeah. They would have fucked my ass. Like they would like not fucked my ass. They would have fucked my ass up. Or maybe I don't know what the fuck they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But yo, that's neither. I don't.
You might be able to take the up off the end of that sentence.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Like, but the thing is like, I was like, I felt relieved. Right then, and like I'm telling you, my stress up to that point, like I was picking off my eyebrows and putting them on the wall to see how many days, because I was like, because there was no way for me to tell what day it was, and I was like, I don't want to lose track. So I had like up above, I would pull my eyebrows off, and every day I'd put it on. Actually, I think I had 18 eyebrows before I got my journals, because I had to like order them and all that stuff. But I remember having 18 because I didn't want to lose track of how many days.
Yeah.
But like, long story short, I felt different though then. Like after that happened,
There was
because I was bowing every day, and no one was bowing back to me at first, and that was like very
unsettling.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, I know I'm in Japan. I've been here. I at that point I've been there 9 times. I'm like, if I just keep bowing, hopefully someone knows I'm just being respectful, because there are countries based on respect and honor and like a way that I love and respect so much. After that dude, and then everybody started bowing to me, and I was like, whew. And every morning, like, I just had to wake up and be like stoked to like, because man, like when you're like, I'm just like, I loved energy. There's someone fucking acknowledged me. My existence was, so like that, all that was happening. Then it was like, it's a different day. Brushed my teeth. People would like, wave to me and shit. You know what I mean? Because you come out and they'd have different people at different times. At night you take you get your blankets out of the little storage unit, whatever. And I was like, cool. Like people.
Before that, you were not human even. Like, people weren't even looking at you.
And then actually, when they saw the COs, whatever, because I think they were testing me. I was in a cell by myself at first. I don't know what the politics are, but Yakuza's really big. Maybe they said I don't fucking know. But after the shower, the next week, I got moved into other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had
coincidentally, just a coinciding there.
And I was the only one in a cell by myself. Yeah. Everybody else had fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they probably didn't know what to fucking make of you. Because they're like, who the fuck is this white dude with all these tattoos, some of which are Japanese fucking style? Like,
yeah.
Who are you? Yeah, like, you were throwing them for a loop, probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, like, so then, once I got in with the other dudes, and obviously people rotate, whatever, but, because, you go to questioning, stuff like that. So you'd be like wrapped up and like with all these other people, and you go to, because like when you're in jail, you're going to questioning. They're basically like, no lawyers there or anything, and I'd have to just be like, I don't know. What happened here? I don't know. Like, and I'd sit there, but you have to wait to get in there for your thing. Like, so you go with a bunch of people that are waiting and getting questioned too. Go on the bus and you're shaking. No, look. Like, you look at, like, it's fucking strict. Like, you have to like look forward. They fucking, it's fucking crazy. Like, then you go in this room to fucking sit there and not talk to anybody. And you're just like, it's like in a schoolroom in the classes that you're all separated. And you're just sitting there waiting to get called. And they give you like a fucking shitty sandwich. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then you get back but then when you get back, everybody's like, okay. Like everybody, and no matter who it is, you come in and everybody's like, everybody's standing up, look like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody like would be to me like, and I'm like, yo, like today was a good, like, it's okay. Some days I'd be like, I'm not feeling good right now. And people, dudes I'd eat dinner with, like, it's okay. Weird things. Cause like they couldn't talk to me. We couldn't talk, but I loved like the emotional support. They're like, cause there's mannerisms, like
thumbs up.
Yeah. Thumbs down. Yeah. Like, it's just like, it was crazy. But that's my overall story of that. I mean, there's lots. And like I said, I in the book that I'm going to, put out hopefully by next summer, like there's going to be a lot of crazy,
Sure. Yeah. More in depth stuff.
More in depth. Yeah.
Give a little wetter here.
Yeah.
So you got some good Yakuza connects now? I'm just kidding.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
if my friends go to Japan, I can link them with cool homies that are cool.
So, all right. Why don't we take a piss break right here?
I'm down.
All right. Yeah, all right. An hour has passed. A couple drinks have happened, and we're back. And we pissed. So we're good to go and talk about the fucking book. We wrapped up. There's no more Yakuza prison stories, right?
No, yeah. I mean, in the book, there will be some more of those, but,
right, yeah, you got to leave some titillation for the readers. Like you gotta give some. Can't tell them all on the.
I can't. Yeah, and honestly, like once again, like, and I'm glad we had that piss break because I was holding that shit for a while.
Me too.
And thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. No, thanks.
And this is like the grand. This is like the grand finale. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, so the book is called Just Like the Boss, and we kind of touched on it earlier, and it kind of goes into like that. That was the first time I ever talked about that in depth.
What?
The Japanese shit, right?
Okay.
So it's the first time I ever talked about that shit in depth, and that's why I don't get to do this shit often. And it feels like it's cool. It's therapeutic to
cathartic.
Yeah, cathartic, therapeutic.
I know words.
Yeah, I actually don't know some words. I'm more of like a fucking whatever. But
I'm fucking around.
Yeah. So it was awesome, and I'm
drunker than when we paused.
Yeah, me too, man.
I know.
Me too, man. Like,
I know.
That fox is still looking at me, man. Yo,
literally,
I might have to jump that. Hey, that fox that's behind you that you're raffling off, whatever the fuck's going on. Someone would get that thing, because that dude's been looking at me. You know when there's someone at the bar and he's looking at you cross-eyed? Yeah. I'm like, what is it? Yo, what's Fox want to do? Like, what is he gonna jump me when I go to my car?
That motherfucker's ready.
He's probably been sitting there for a long time and he ain't moving.
I know.
Yeah, but yeah. So to get back at it and be real.
A book is a major undertaking, so it's fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember I was on a flight and I was kind of texting you about it a little bit. I forget when it was, because so for me, like, doing A Loss for Words, doing The World, taking different things off my checklist that I've wanted to do, and then a book. My friend had an idea. Shout out Ross Wilson. I have a call with him tomorrow. My friend from Scotland. He's from Glasgow, Scotland, and we are old school friends. He has 3 published books, and they're like, kind of like Lord of the Rings-esque, kind of books, and I'll shut them out in the, Instagram, whatever about this too. Like, always support him. But yeah, so he's giving me help because I sound
like fantasy books, like
like Lord of the Rings, like cool ass shit. He's a really good
fantasy world.
He's a really good writer.
Okay,
and he gets me. I've known him since he doesn't drink anymore. He has a family now, but I've known him since we were both fucking full blown. I don't whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we like, we're still friends, and I'm blessed to write this book. So basically the whole purpose of the book is, what is it to be a man? And like, that's kind of the whole thing. Like, the whole prefix is like me talking to rip my eyebrows off and counting the days down and all this shit. And I'm just like, it's like me and my insecurities, figuring out my shit as I go. So the whole thing about the book is to kind of tell people it's okay that we're all fucking different. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's different, but like, I'm so blessed to go through these journeys and all this shit that we go through, whatever. But the book is kind of like, it's not about just Japanese prison. Like, I'm not trying to fantasize about that.
Yeah.
It's not like some people are like, yo, fucking, I got wrapped up in the shit.
Surface.
Like,
That's surface.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, like, this happened. It's real fucking life.
It's one thing that happened in a whole lifetime of occurrences.
100%. And I learned from it and learned in a different way. Do I still get in trouble? Yeah, I haven't, have I changed? Nah, actually, I haven't changed one bit. You know what I mean?
But smarter, yeah. Maybe a little bit smarter.
Do I have a little more street smarts?
Yeah.
Japanese street smarts? Yes.
Yeah.
And I can provide that. Does that come into equation in American culture? I don't really know.
Probably not.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, so the thing is, about the book is really just about, kind of.
But if you ever go to jail in Japan again, you're fucking straight.
Hit me up. I got a couple guys. You mean? I got a couple guys. You mean?
No, actually, you can't even go to Japan again.
No. Yeah. No. It's yeah. I'm
persona non grata.
Yeah. I'm
in the land of the rising sun.
But I had a great time out there. Shout out to Japan. Japanese hardcore is one of the best. Blood Axe Festival, ice grills, all that shit. I already did that. But so the book, it should be up by next summer. And I'm gonna my whole vision of it is I want to release pictures of me over the years, with A Loss for Words, Polaroid pictures, and fucking also. Like with the disposable film stuff. Like, I have shit when I was younger. Me, like, when I used to wrap up bees and like leash them around and bring them to school. I used to have bees. I used to go to school with bees and like walk. You know what I mean? Back when Jackass and stuff was doing that shit, funny stuff. But it kind of shows my the evolution of me.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna include like my journals that are just like one big run-on sentence, because when I had no one to talk to, like I told you. Because we kind of talked about other shit when,
Yeah.
I feel like we talk about all the fucking X-rated shit when we're out of it. But either way.
Keep saying X-ray. We're not talking about pornos or something.
No, but I'm saying, like, yo, let's just like.
We're talking about shit that would have to be redacted somewhat in out in the general public. Like there'd be a lot of black lines through sentences.
100%. That's exactly. See, Truth is good at like relaying my message into the Big Truth podcast.
Because when you say triple X, everyone's gonna think we just talked about porn stories.
I just said X-rated. I didn't say triple X. Well, but it was the same thing, I guess. Yeah.
You're talking about things that couldn't be
understood by
classified materials. That's what you're talking about. So some things would have to be blacked out.
Yeah.
If you had a page of stuff, there'd be like 10 lines that were blacked out.
100%.
I get it.
So yeah, so like, I mean,
I'm in the world of conspiracy as well, so I get it.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
It just like, so I guess like I'm just stoked to like talk about my, because I kind of, like I said, back to what I said, like positivity and all that shit. That's what makes me happy is my friends being happy.
I was wondering why you were in Scotland, because you were talking about being out in Scotland when you were doing the book stuff. Now it makes sense because you were boys with an author. He's probably kind of coaching you a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. He's helping me. So like I tell him my stories. And he helps me put them in better words that I could put in myself.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, and we're working on it together. And, so I'm stoked to have the whole thing. I'll have my prison journals in there. I'll have pictures over the years from, Lost for Words into the Paris and to Set It Off into the management thing, into the world. So that'll be cool. And then also, I have many ideas. I want to do acoustic album, with me and Mike, you're going to do a little thing that's based on the book. I actually plan on peddling the book in different cities. I miss traveling, and I like. When's the last time you seen someone fucking peddle books at a train stop or something like that?
Yeah.
So I do want to do a little tour, and I like that. That's something that like I'll work on later.
Bring
on.
A bag of books out with you and peddle them.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, I like it like that. That's like it's something I think these young kids are missing.
Not only is there. When's the last time you saw someone peddling a book? When's the last time people fucking bought a book? Not me. I bought a book last week, but I'm not saying that as a badge of honor. I'm just a fucking retard.
Yeah.
In this modern world, I still like to hold things and fucking look at them and see pictures in the book and hold the fucking thing.
Yeah, but like
it's way easier to read a book than to fucking look at something on the screen.
Yeah, but I'll do a book release at a Dipper Cafe. You know what I mean? Like. You know what I'm saying?
And
like
then you got to read from it.
No, because I can't fucking read. You can't put me in the spot like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, that's what book releases are, bro.
But I'll talk about the book. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
I'll read.
I'll read like the first 5 sentences. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But yeah, so like the whole thing is like I want to go back into the old school things and like I want to travel the world again. Use all my relationships. Go back to different countries. Obviously, I can't get back into Japan, and also Russia was a place I toured.
You can't go to Russia.
We can't go to Russia.
Oh yeah. I just
you're like all right. Tell me about this.
I thought you meant like you specifically.
No.
I get that.
But there's things like, but I want to go those places. Russia and Japan, I have some like craziest fucking stories.
Yeah.
Russia, Vladimir, Plan B booking. Yo, shut up, Vladimir, because I met him through Packer.
Yeah.
Dude's fucking crazy. Dude used to take shots through his fucking eyeballs and shit. You know what I mean? Like, and there's a lot of crazy shit going on, but people also got to open their minds up that not everybody thinks the same way about everything for every country and their politics and all that shit. And then people get too wrapped up in that stuff. So like, there's punk rock brings people together.
The problem is exactly what you're saying. Like, there's all this fucking bullshit divide based on people who have economic interests in different countries, but at the street level, like at the punk rock level, everybody's on the same page.
Or
like,
a little different.
Like you could go to Moscow right now and play a show and it'd be fucking cool and motherfuckers would show up and there'd be no issues.
100%.
Getting in and out of fucking Russia would be a different story.
100%.
But at the ground level, like doing a Lost for Words or the World show in Russia wouldn't be a fucking issue.
No.
With the kids on the fucking street.
Yeah.
Because everyone's kind of on the same page.
We're on the same page. We know our countries.
We're just all getting fucked by
the government.
People in charge of the countries.
And then they give us a profile or a persona. But like, man, like not everybody has the same views. The thing about now,
you know what I can tell you? Like, and this is just because we're on that topic and I don't get it. I just bought a quote unquote, in quotes, Canadian unlocked cable TV box. It's literally got like 11,000 channels, but it's got the news from every fucking country.
Oh, I love what how can I get the unlocked?
We will talk offline about that.
Okay.
And I'm not saying I have it and I have it hooked up to my TV at my house or anything, just for motherfuckers.
Yeah, you're just saying,
I may or may not have one, or I may not know one exists. But when you watch the news in different places, and
The perception.
the perception, but also the narrative changes very greatly. And then if you take it all and then kind of add it all up and look at the common denominator between it all, you see the real story. You know what I mean? It's fucking bananas, dude.
Yo, it is. And
then you see how corrupt our fucking media is.
Yo, truth. Absolutely. Like, so I hope, we'll figure out, we'll talk after this podcast and we'll tell people if you want to fast forward to a certain.
More rated X stuff.
No, I want to go down. I want to go down and tell people what each fucking thing of this podcast. I want to take them to different elements. And hey, if you want to fast forward to this, like whatever, and all that stuff, like, yo, I want to make sure that people realize, you know what I mean? Like there's so much shit that's going on out here in the world that they need to open their fucking eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, things are not, I don't know. Whatever. Like, yo, I'm going to do something different for you, like on some like management marketing shit. I'm going to break down, we're going to go through the minutes and say what we're talking about at different times. So, cause my thing is I never want to have someone bore at the beginning, go to the end. But basically, like, you know,
look at that photo, dude.
Yeah, that photo's dope. Yo,
great,
hey,
dude.
yo, truth's a fucking paparazzi,
Dude,
dog.
that's gonna be the episode out.
Yeah, I like that, yo. And the thing is, yo, Truth's the man. Truth's the man. Like I said, I want to do this for a long time, just for many reasons. I respect him as a human and what he's doing, and I respect, like, he's open minded. You know, he's old school. I'm middle school. You know what I mean? Like, yo, and this is great. And like, I think, you know, like I said, my main thing with like the book and all that is I just want to show people who I am, what I've been through. My story, your story's different. You told me a little bit about some of your family stuff, and which, you know, I really respected, whatever. But my thing is like, yo, and one thing I want to talk about, and it could be the drinks, whatever, but it wouldn't be Maddie without being Maddie. But like, you know, people talk about mental health and all that shit, and like, you know, it has been something, and I'm sure like you know, like back when like, cause you're like what, 10 years on me.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. But like, yo, we were taught to just keep it all in. Hey, be strong.
Absolutely.
Be strong. Yo, keep it all in. So like, I'm at a point in my life where like, I'm like, damn, I'm like, you know, I'm not okay, but I have to, like, I was telling you earlier, get the best friends, best support system. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, but why, you know, why isn't my brain like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But the whole thing about the book and, you know, like, it's just to kind of like, yo, let people know it's okay to be yourself and just, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's story is different. Everybody's wired differently. Everybody came from different environments. And we're all going to be like, yo, your story's different than my story. And that's okay. That's cool. We might have differences. We might even argue about something. And that's what makes the conversation fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, was writing that book cathartic? Well, I know you're still in the middle of it, right? How far are you actually?
So I have a call tomorrow about it. So the thing about, you know, real life is me writing a book isn't making me money.
No.
And I have to make money to live.
Yeah.
If I could have wrote this book would be done a long time ago, but it's not, I said it's not going to go until next summer because there's a lot of things. And my homies helped me write it. He just had another kid. Congratulations to Ross. You mean like, you know, that's like, yo, I'm so happy for you. Whatever. Like, it's just like, yo, it just takes time.
Yeah.
And like my whole vision is, you know, whatever. But yeah, like it's just, but you know, it's therapeutic. It's so therapeutic, man.
Yeah.
And like, yo, I'll say this, yo, I met my dad for the first time in 5 years. Like, yo, and I'm just spitting off the top, but like, I have chapters in there that he may not like, and I actually like, I don't really care.
Wait, so you talked to your dad recently for the first time in 5 years?
Last night for the first time in 5 years.
Because of the book?
No,
just in general?
No, just in life. It's just like, it is ironically, you know, but like
what led to that?
My grandmother passed away. My mom's mother passed away. Not my dad's grandmother.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start my dad's mother. See, I'm getting real. Like, so see, people are afraid to talk about real shit, but I'm down. Once I have a couple drinks and whatever, and I won't regret anything I say.
A couple drinks, meaning a whole bottle of Tito's, which is like there's literally one
my
drink
thing is though, right?
Bottle.
I never like if you drunk and you say shit that you don't mean, then that's you're fake.
Yeah.
Me, I say shit. It just takes some time for me, but I mean everything I say.
This is just loosens the lips, but you're not speaking.
Loosens the lips in a good like loosens the brain. Loosens the brain.
This gives you permission to say the things you want to say. That you might not say if you didn't have this to loosen things.
100%.
I get it.
But like yo, like, but
you're still speaking truth. You're not saying dumb shit.
I'm speaking big truth.
Big truth. Yeah. That's what this right?
All pun intended.
Yeah.
But like.
the picture.
I'm glad I got that one instead of the wow wow.
Yeah.
But yo, like, so the thing is, yo, you mean like me and my dad have differences with different people?
I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
Me and my
You invited that in. You invited that in.
Me and my dad. We're trying to work things out. He might listen to this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, the thing is though, like, it's just, so I did that for my nana. His mother called me. My grandmother passed away. Like, the woman that kind of raised me. Actually, it's both my nanas. My nana and my grandmother, whatever.
We're that generation where
they babysat us.
Grandparents did a lot of the raising.
Parents
were working.
They're working. Yeah, exactly, man. So my nana like called me on my birthday, July 14th. Said, I really want you to talk to your dad. I'm getting old because I think my grandmother,
the one that passed, the other one.
So they were cool. My parents had me in high school.
Okay.
So whatever. There's a lot of
both
things. They were cool.
Your grandparents were cool.
Yeah. So my grandmother, at her wake, there was a picture of my nana and my grandmother and me when I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And I loved that picture it meant a lot to me. But look what happened. I haven't talked to my dad. We both have our different things. That's a whole different thing. I don't know how I feel about things, but it was good talk. Because my nana asked me to do it. And I was like, Nana, for you, anything. Because I think my grandmother passing away triggered her to call me. And, when she started calling, like when she called me, I was like, oh, like it was a lot. She's like, I love you, hope you know I love you, grandma, whatever. And just, so because my nana is getting older too. And as much as we don't talk about it, but eventually, life goes on and whatever. And I love that she's trying to, we're patching up shit for her.
Yeah, she wants shit to be cool.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it's all about though. That's what. Yeah, it's just like life's crazy. Everybody's fucking story and chapter is different, and I'm blessed that my nana called me that day to give. Last night that just happened. And
so what was that?
It was,
or is that shit you don't want to talk about?
No, I'll talk about it. I mean, it was. We didn't talk about anything we shouldn't talk about. We just talked about how is this person doing, catching up on, that person, my cousin just passed away. Oh shit, your cousin, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? We talked about shit that was it was a good intro. It was basically
opening the dialogue.
We know we don't want to talk, why didn't we talk for so long? He might have his perception. I have my perception. It was tough, but because of my nana, boom, we walked in. We're grown men. But I'm glad it went the way it did. It wasn't very perfect.
Okay, cool.
For that scenario.
Yeah. But it opened the way for more in the future?
Yeah.
Or are you guys going to go back to
No, it's that's when it gets deep. That's why it's just open a lot of floodgates. It's just how I feel, how he feels probably, whatever, but we're very different. I think we got to realize that it's just there's more.
No matter what our generation is, their generation is even more less talking about shit.
Mm-hmm. But I was having some ice. You probably hear that. The ice feels good. But yeah, man, life is crazy, and I'm at a point, where just I'm going through it because I think a loss for words. I live my dream. It wasn't about money. I traveled the world, whatever. So
what's it about? Because you had said that earlier, and I meant to follow up on that. You had said living your dream isn't about money, but what's the dream?
I went to Japan a bunch of times. I went to Russia.
Got arrested in Japan.
Hey, that wasn't the dream.
That was
but that's reality.
Yeah.
And that's why when I'm talking about this shit, it's not a brag. It's not fucking cool. I'm not you know what I'm saying? People try to flex that shit. Fuck that. I just I learned. But I just, it's part of my story. Yeah. Everybody's a different story, but, and
not for nothing. No matter what anyone says, no matter wants to romanticize or glorify shit, that shit sucks.
Oh, it was awful.
Especially you said, someone with ADD and shit, to be in solitary, it's a credit to you that you didn't go fucking bananas. You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah,
not on too much banana. I had a couple of bananas.
Yeah.
But but I'm
you know what I mean,
I'm still here on Earth.
You're here and you can.
I still shake my leg.
You can function. Yeah,
and I can shake my leg as much as you shake your leg. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've been trying so hard not to make sure my leg ain't shaking.
Hey, cheers to shaking legs, dog.
Hey, it's the shaking legs.
Yeah, shaking legs. But yeah, like I hope people like, and that's why I want to really list, because I want to list the times of this podcast, because that's the way my brain works. I want people that want something from you or from me to know the times to hear about different stories. Like, because I feel like this right now is important to me that people listen.
Okay.
But like I said, it's just like everybody just needs to know there's people out there that like understand, because I feel like people just like they get lost in their thoughts, and I do too. Like I have like, it feels like that, like it's just like there's like just like everything going on at once, and it's like sometimes I like don't want to wake up or whatever, and like I have bands and people that I love and I have to work for, and I'll never let down. So even my friends will listen to this, like I work for you, but like I'm being vulnerable right now. So you know what I'm saying? I hope that like that makes sense to someone that's listening. Is like, it's just, life's good. We're blessed. We just gotta like work together and then get through it. That's why the main point of my book is to just get back to what it is and tell everybody, it's okay to be the way you are. Everybody's story is different, and sometimes you gotta be vulnerable.
And not to go off the point of vulnerability, but something we said kind of off mic earlier was that sometimes you seem like, even on like, if you post shit on Instagram, everything looks fucking gravy, but it ain't always gravy. So I think that's what you're saying, but you didn't say that on this. You said that to me personally.
Yeah. Well,
and I don't want to bring it up if you don't want to talk about it, but I think it's something important, because in this day and age where everyone's just looking at the fucking icing on the cake and not what's underneath the layers of that cake, because sometimes it ain't always fucking sweet.
Yeah. And I thank you for bringing that up, because sometimes I with ADD, we get thrown way off topic. Yeah, because I love.
You were talking about that earlier, and I think that's important, man. Because I mean, we're all like that, and anyone says they're not, they're either fucking great and the most adjusted individual ever.
Man, shout out to you.
Or and fuck yeah, great, fuck yeah for you, or you're fucking lying, right?
Yeah.
So like, not to delve into that if you don't want to, but like, what was that we were talking about? Kind of. We glossed over a little bit earlier because we wanted to get more into that on this.
Yeah, I mean, like, so for me, like, that's why, like, I kind of think I touched on it a little bit earlier, but positivity, to me, is just because I like to make sure my friends are happy, because my friends are happy. It gives me just like, like I said, it keeps me going, whatever. But yeah, man, like my head is not okay inside, realistically. But like, I don't want to tell my mom that or my stepfather that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be big for everybody else, because like, if I'm not being big, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta hold it in, keep it real, to make sure everybody else knows, like, I can't break. And I do break a lot. All my real friends, they've seen me break, but like, it's just because, you know what I mean? Like, I just try to, like, life isn't always good, and I can't control everybody else. I got to worry about myself, but it's hard to worry about myself, because that's what makes my shit happy. But when I post it on Instagram, and I'm
it's hard to worry about yourself, but also you are responsible for so many other people through managing them or being in bands with them or whatever it is you're doing as your job.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's responsibility.
It is a responsibility. That's the thing. Like, I'm blessed. Like I said, like, I'm blessed for the best people, whatever. But like, my thing, I guess, at the end, whatever, like, it's been a long podcast. I guess my message at the end of the whole thing is just like, I have the best friends. My life's not perfect. My brain's not perfect.
No.
Yeah. But I'm just so thankful. And, like, I just like, it's cool to be on here. Like, we come from different, like, different walks of life, different areas, but the same area. You're like OG generation. I'm younger. Like, it's just, life is, is good. I have a lot of good people in my life. So thank you for giving me a platform to even talk, and like, hope we can bring different crowds together. That's why I'm going to break it down for the first time. I'm going to take the time when you send me this podcast before you put it out. I'm going to break it down into minute levels of where we talk about certain things.
Okay.
So just in case certain people don't want to listen to the whole fucking thing, and if you don't, you ain't my real motherfucking friend, by the way. But if you want to hear certain things and get something from it, I hope there's different marks that can give you a little piece of education, a little piece of mind, a little, that's the way that, like,
Sure. Or a little piece of, here we're talking about fun shit. Here we're talking about serious shit. Here we're talking about prison. Here we're talking about this. Here we're talking about a loss for words. Here we're talking about
I don't want.
But here's a question I have for you, because I think it's an important question. And it's based on something we're just talking about and you talked about earlier. Like you said, you know, to me off record that, you know, sometimes like, you know, online persona might look like, hey man, everything's a fucking party. But in reality, everything ain't always a party. Sometimes shit's hard, and it might not look like it online because people just have a tendency to post
The best points of their life.
The best points of their life. Because whatever, maybe people don't want to highlight or harp on downtimes. What keeps you going through the downtimes? Because like you said, you have responsibility to friends, you have good friends, you have responsibility to your clients, but you also have good clients and things like that. What are the things that keep you going through the hard times? Because that's kind of, we didn't talk about that, but that might be the important lesson here, or the important piece of the puzzle for people that might be going through similar things.
Yeah, and I appreciate you like for asking that and like taking both our ideas together to get the point. But the point is like I like it's because I want to make everybody happy, and making people happy is cool. And like like to me, life is about making everybody else happy, me and my life. And I know that I make people happy. And it keeps me going. I wake up in the morning, so I know I could hit up you. I could hit up, I have people that will listen to me. It's just hard. You never want to be a burden. Do you know what I'm saying? But, just knowing I have support. And, if I make a difference in someone else's life with Lost Words, the world, the book, then my whole life is fulfilled. Like, when I walked around in Japan by myself, alone, thinking, I sat there with my thoughts on my friends that passed away. I pray to them because I believe in a higher power, but I don't know what it is. If I make them proud, then I fulfilled my purpose on earth. You know what I'm saying? And it might sound dark and heavy, whatever, but that's, my positivity makes me happy just a bit, knowing that I give people know that I just want the best for everybody. That's why I try not to break. I don't want to be negative, because if I go negative, it's not a good place to, not a good place to be for many reasons. So, that's why keep my mom proud. She's my number one. That's the purpose of earth. I'm back home right now, right? I live in Nashville, Tennessee. She got me ice cream sandwiches and Gushers. I'm a 39-year-old adult. Staying with my mom for a little bit.
She lives in Nashville?
No, she lives in Abington. I live in Nashville.
Okay, yeah.
Yo,
so
my
when
mom,
you come out here, you stay
she
at
just
home
bought me
for a
fucking today when we came out here. I don't that's what I'm saying. People don't talk about this shit. She's like,
Maddie, you're going on a podcast. Here's some Gushers. Bring it with you.
Well, no. That she
when
goes,
you come home, I have some
yes.
ice cream sandwiches for you. Yeah.
Yo,
Fuck yeah, dude, that's dope.
No, that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not embarrassed to say that shit.
Yeah,
my mom's the
fuck yeah.
fucking
Why
best.
would you?
My mom's the fucking best.
People would be, so there's some people, I'm sure that are envious that I wish my mom would get me some Gushers and fucking ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah, but why would I not keep going? She made me who I am. And even though my life isn't bad, once I figure out my shit, and I will say, talk to multiple friends, even some friends that I cook or whatever, I'm going to start talking to a fucking therapist for the first time ever. And I'm going to say that real quick, because everybody that I thought that, wouldn't, I thought it was embarrassing, I'm going to try.
Yeah.
I signed up today to do that just because I'm I'm going to give this a shot. And I think people need to realize, because I'm a bunch of my homies were like, yo, I'm you talked to a therapist?
Bro, I had a dude on my podcast that's a brother. His name's Viking. He's 6 foot something, 300 fucking, well, I don't know what he is now because he slimmed down because he stopped doing powerlifting and he was doing strongman competitions. Now he does Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so he slimmed down some.
So now he's just going to eat someone.
He always talks about the importance of talking to a therapist, but if you don't like the therapist you have, but finding the right therapist and how much that helps you. Just don't do that thing, the douchey thing where dudes go on and stop posting positive affirmations every day and fucking weird
I've
quotes
always,
and shit.
No,
I know.
I've always kind of done the Buddhist. We followed each other for a long time.
I know.
So I'm always kind of positive, but also kind of negative. I'll post that sad shit, in my feelings, that
Well, you are in a pop punk band. And
come on, man.
No. You got to fucking vent.
Yo, but yeah, no, but that's the thing. If I could end anything with this, It's just like, yo, like, I'm fucking grateful. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, keep it going. Everybody's from different walks of life. You mean like Truce fans, my fans, you know, I call them friends, whatever. I hope you'll know that, like, you're loved, you know, positivity.
Appreciated.
Keep it strong. Like, hit up Truth, hit up me. You want to say what's up, you're going through it. No problems. That's the shit that people got to do.
I'll give you advice. Might not be the best advice.
Yeah,
but I'll give you advice. But I think the other point is, and it's important, and I make jest of shit and I fuck around and do jokes because that's what we do to avoid real shit.
Yeah.
But it's not bad to seek help if you need fucking help. Mm-hmm. It's strong. It's strength. It's not weakness.
100%. I agree
actually with you. Strength. If like you can have the power to be like, admit like, yo, I can't handle this. Like, or like, this is getting too much. I need to talk to someone.
Yeah.
Go see someone. Talk to somebody that can fucking help you. If you know, friends can help you, family can help you, but a licensed,
sometimes you gotta figure
legitimate person who is.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta figure yourself. That's what I'm ready. I'm ready to figure out myself. Why why my friends are the best. They'll listen to me. I listen to them. But I want to like sit there. I want to look at myself
someone
in the
that
mirror.
Can help you really navigate through.
Yeah, where go deep in my brain and go, where did this stem from? And then like kind of, you know,
psilocybin. I didn't say anything.
Yo, but it's just like, yeah. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yo, this is awesome. Like I could talk for fucking ages. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But yo, True, thank you so much for having me, man. Yo, this means a lot.
Maddie's trying to say he's trying to wrap this up, so we're gonna end this right here. So. But where can people find out more information about, you know, A Loss for Words, the world, your management company, the book? Where's you shout out some socials, and I'll put these all in the show notes so people can follow up.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so just follow Maddie AL4W. That's always been my brand. I want to make it Maddie Reclaim, but I can't make the switch. I've been Maddie Lost for Words for years, or Maddie A Lot of Words, or Chatty Maddie, or Maddie Whispers. There's lots of different sides. You mean so? But yo,
all those are your social media handles?
No, those are my different personalities.
I know.
But yeah, so if you go to Maddie AL4W, though, I have everything tagged in there. Idle Hand Collective, my barbershop, which I didn't get to talk about too much, but you know it's on there.
I know, man. Like you guys set up all over the fucking place, fucking punk rock bowling, cool shit.
Yeah, I get a lot of cool friends. We do a lot of cool things. You mean like, and yeah. So the book, this is the first I really talked about the prison shit. First, I really talked about the book shit and a lot of cool shit. Just follow me on my journey, Matt AL4W. And yeah, thank you so much for having me on. Your podcast is awesome. You're such a cool dude. You do so much cool shit.
Yeah, try. But yeah, man, I mean, the take home is no matter how much shit looks fucking rad, you know, everyone's got fucking, everything can look fucking great. But when you're 3 a.m, when you're alone,
demon
yourself,
time. Demon time.
And the demons come out.
Demon fucking time. Ryan Packer, if you listen right now, motherfucker, on your couch, dog, when you go to sleep, and I'm by myself. Why you go to sleep on me?
Why you cursing Packer right now?
Yo, because why'd you go to sleep on me, dog? I just want to fucking hang out a little longer.
Yeah. No, but you know what I mean? Like, no one's beyond needing to talk to somebody, so fucking don't feel weird about that. Go fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yo, shout out the truth. Shout out to my mom.
It ended so like weird and serious. All right, I feel like we gotta drink one more drink and say something fucking stupid.
Yo, yeah, I mean, hey, top 5.
But why would you expect anything else from a dude that sings in a pop punk band, right?
Yo, see, hey, exactly. Hey, see, now I'm smiling. Hey, now I'm smiling into my.
Finish that bottle. Let's fucking.
All right, motherfucker. Yo, all right. Yo, you see, hey, yo,
we gotta kill the bottle.
He poured a lot. No, you already poured all my fucking. Yo, this dude just fucking poured it all.
I'm a fucking bartender now.
Man, but at the end of the day, like I said, the one thing I think about podcasts, and I said I'm gonna break it all down for people to get. I want someone to get something from this. And the thing I love about your podcast is it was so organic and real. I don't get to do this shit too often, and you do it all the time.
And I appreciate that people come on and like say shit. Like I said, my favorite thing about this podcast, no fucking bullshit, is that no matter what, it could be someone I've known for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. They come on. I learned shit that I didn't know. You know what I mean? Because this is a weird conversation, right? It's like a conversation between friends, but it's also like an interview, and it's like not a normal conversation. So it's more like a hybrid fucking thing. So shit comes out that you normally wouldn't talk about because it's not just me and you fucking bullshitting. It is, but it isn't. It makes no sense, but it does.
You know, and like I said, like it's cool. I mean, it feels good to like it was almost like a venting thing. The fox is still looking at me, bro.
Fox,
I might have to take him outside and just see. It's like, we might have to get the
Joe,
one.
I don't know what's going on. Maddie might beat up the fox.
Yo, we might have to get the ones outside. You know, like that fox. Yo, look at him, bro.
He's got no eyes, dude. He ain't even.
Yo, it's just like
There's no
sometimes
eyes.
people don't say shit. It's just the way they look at you.
Yeah.
So just like the way he's looking at me, I'm like, yo, maybe he's slick. He might get me.
Go listen to the re-recording of the 100th episode if you are interested in fucking taking this fox home. There's a contest on there for you to be able to own it.
I actually might sign up for it.
Go aheed.
Yeah, because then I'm gonna smoke that fool when I get back. I'm a fucking
Yeah.
yo.
I'm gonna keep it open to the 26th when we do the live pod. You can come on. You gonna come to the dip? Are you around or are you gonna be?
Nah,
back in
I'm playing with Pale Horse and Connecticut. That's my like for the world. Then I'm driving back to Nashville until the Madball tour.
Okay. Well, you won't see Maddie on the 26th.
Unless it's during the day.
No, it's at night.
Yeah, so I can't. I mean, Hartford, Connecticut is not too far. So if it's during the day, I could do both.
No, you won't be able to do it.
Yeah, that sounds fun though.
You'll see plenty of other special
Is
guests.
the fox gonna be there?
I might bring the fox.
Oh, yo,
it might
truth.
leave. It's
Can you
gonna
bring-
leave. All right, so you just said it in stone. We're gonna bring the fox with us on the 26th. If someone presents us with a tattoo of the Big Truth podcast, they will take that fox home. If not, it'll go to Joe.
Yo, can I tell you?
And Joe might.
Yo,
gift it
hey,
to
yo,
you.
can I tell you? Shout out Callie. If you're home right now, right? I'm gonna go get a Big Truth tattoo tonight.
No. Podcast, not me. The
Yeah, Big
podcast.
Truth podcast.
Yeah.
So if I get that,
Oh, it's yours.
that fox is mine. I can
fucking yours,
can
yeah.
I shoot him on? Can
You can do whatever you want.
Yo, can I
It'll be
come
yours.
back here and blast him and on your property? Is that allowed or no?
Yeah. I don't give a shit.
Okay, cool.
I live in Freetown.
All right,
We'll go in the back.
So I'm gonna get. I'm not fucking lying to you.
Yeah.
If I get a Big Truth podcast, and I'm gonna say, what is it? Am I 105?
Your
You
episode
gotta let me know
105.
what fucking episode, because
This is 105. Yeah.
I'll do Big Truth podcast, point 105, and if I get that fox, I'm gonna shoot it right in the fucking face
Yeah.
because it's been looking at me the whole
You
time.
do whatever
man.
you want with it.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You can use my.
So no one else has had the
You can
balls.
use my Ruger
no one else has had the
5.7.
balls. Who's gonna step up to me and get the
I've had-
fucking tattoo?
I've had a few people threaten that they were
Yeah.
getting it and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
No
well,
one's come through.
Do you want to see me get it?
I'm not saying.
I'm not saying it's gonna be on my neck.
I'm not trying to
I'm not
influence
doing a
anybody.
face. I'm not doing my first face tattoo.
You're not gonna BTP 105 on your face.
Yeah.
Right over your eyebrow.
Yeah.
It'd be hard, dude.
All right, cool. I get that fox and I can shoot it on in and around this area.
We'll film it. Yeah.
I just want to shoot it right in the face.
Oh well, that's up to you.
Yep.
You can do whatever you want with it.
Cool.
You can use my Ruger 5.7 back there. That pistol that shoots.
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but I'm using that thing.
Yeah. Or I'll bring my Sega AK shotgun.
Well, I'll finish him with that.
Yeah, that'll be nasty. We'll use Dragon's Breath rounds.
Yo, can you?
I have Dragon's Breath rounds that shoot fire.
So can you do this? Can you post when I get my tattoo? Can you post that Matty actually fucking did what he said?
Yeah, if you shoot me the video, I'll post it up.
Yeah, okay.
We'll show and proof.
All right, yeah.
All right, you guys are hearing it here.
Y'all bitches. Like, yo, the Pop Punk Kings gonna fucking get that shit.
Pop Punk is repping the hardest.
Yo,
for the
come on.
BTP 105.
Yo, show me. Come on, test me, motherfucker. What's up?
All right, there we go. That's it.
You love podcasts, the stories, the laughs, the unexpected turns. But when this episode ends, the silence starts. Not anymore. Audiobooks.com turns that silence into your next great adventure. With over 450,000 titles, from bestsellers to hidden gems, your love for listening just found its new best friend. And because you already know the joy of audio, we're giving you 3 free audiobooks to start your journey. Imagine your favorite podcast, now with unlimited episodes. That's audiobooks.com. Keep the story going. Sign up for your free trial at audiobooks.com/podcastfree today. Because for podcast lovers like you, the end of an episode is just the beginning. That's audiobooks.com/podcastfree